All right, and we are live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first session for Endara. All right, and we are live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first session for Endara. A little bit of sound glitching there, but hopefully it's all taken care of now. Still getting our growing pains. I know last time voices were a little hard to hear. We had some sound difficulties. We're still getting that all figured out. But everything should be good now. Got the volume turned up. So if you guys are having trouble hearing us, please let us know. If it's too loud, let us know. We'll figure it all out. A little bit of growing pains as we get started, but welcome everyone. If you've chimed in before and checking out our character creation or our geek out session, thank you very much, and thank you for returning. If this is your first time joining us, we welcome you to Andromeda Adventures, and this is going to be a great campaign. So before we get started, I'd like for everyone to go around and introduce themselves once again, just in case anyone's missed it. Nick, why don't you start us off?
No, I won't do that. So hi, my name is Nick. I've been playing D&D for a long time, PhD in political science. Excited to get into this because my day job is stressful. And as much as I love my students, yeah, that's it.
And
I
what
don't really have
character are
anything
you
else to
playing?
say. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be playing Hadrian. And this, of course, means nothing to you right now, but yes.
Kovac.
Hi, I'm Kovac. I have been also playing for a bit now, and I will be playing Addis, the very smart barbarian.
All right. Evan.
My name is Evan. I'm relatively new to playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'll be playing Garth.
Kyle.
Yeah, I'm Kyle. I'm 21, and I'll be playing Komos, fighter, satyr.
All right. David.
I'm David. I've been playing D&D for about 20 years, and I'll be playing Westora, Galadrin Warlock.
James.
Hi, I'm James. Started playing 20 odd years ago, but very long break and got back into it recently. And I will be playing Magnar, a somewhatly uncharismatic dwarven cleric.
And hi, everyone. I'm the GM Frosty. I'm with Andromeda Adventures, where all of us play together and hang out. I have been GMing for about 20 years now. I'd like to say I've been playing just as long, but as anyone who knows, once you kind of get into a groove with GMing, you tend to kind of sit there. And I'm not complaining about that. I love it. I love what I do. And with that, let's start the game. All right. So, all of you have been traveling the world for various reasons. Not for long, many of you just setting out on your hero's journey. You've all made your way to Versailles for various reasons, and it is a glorious sight. It is the largest city you have ever seen from wherever you are from. The tall towers and enormous buildings, sculpted structures of marble and stone and granite, massive buildings, small buildings, cafes, shops, merchants, all of these things kind of packed together in a huge, sprawling city. Probably one of the biggest cities in the world, as different performers and troops and individuals are gathering inside the city for calibration for this enormous summer celebration of the new year. The days are warm, the night's pleasant, the sun has been in the sky, and the night's slowly increasing in temperature and brightness over the last couple of days as it approaches the calibration. You all have things that you are looking for, and you have set out on your journeys. Kovac, you have taken a ship around from Balder, across the inland sea, arriving not long ago off of the Temerian coast. And you saw the grand spectacle that is La Venice, its waterways and aqueducts, truly a splendor, and yet somehow, despite the artistic nature of La Venice, it seems to pale in comparison as you've made your way south, down through Toulouse and La Vassole into Versailles, expecting a grand celebration. But as you were traveling along the wagons between La Vassole and Versailles, the night before, you find yourself lost in deep woods, unsure of where you really are. You can't quite remember how you got here, and you have an odd feeling that you are being watched. What do you do?
Oh boy. Can't remember quite how I got here, can I?
Correction, Addis.
I'm really smart, which is why I'm talking to myself out loud right now. So I can figure out how to get out of this. This is easy. I will look for tracks to figure out if I can trace my own footsteps and how I got here.
Make a survival check.
It's a 21.
21. All right, so looking around, you find you've been walking in circles and for an unknown amount of time, and there are these large, almost talon bird-like footprints leading off down the woods. And you see your trail start to walk in that direction, and without even realizing it, begin to follow your own footsteps. As you're walking along, you eventually come to a large hut. The windows glow eerily with a purplish yellow. Curtains of tatters billow and sway, and yet a pleasant smell of earthy tones and inks, soft cinnamons, and baked goods kind of wafts through the air. You find yourself drawn in. Before you even know it, you've stepped into the hut, and what was an old wooden shack is now filled with trinkets, objects hanging, little birds, trophies, mirrors, and a large table set with purple silk and a crystal ball in the very center. A stack of cards laid out in a chair where you would sit. A hooded figure sits on the opposite side of the table of where you stand, and her long, thin, bony fingers gesture out, beckoning you to come and sit. It is all right, friend. You have much to learn as you enter the place where your destiny awaits. Come, spill the cards and flip over yours. Find what waits you on the morrow.
Well, yeah, my head's kind of hitting the ceiling here, so I think I will sit. Nice bones you have up on the ceiling. Okay, sort of will with a big sort of creaking thud to sit down in the chair, sort of rocking it slightly.
All right. As you look up and kind of in a daze begin to flip over your cards, you see behind her a long, ornate, broken, cracked mirror. And in it, the broken reflections seem to show someone different sitting in your chair in each of the reflections. You see yourself in one and 5 others. As you flip the first card, she says, after you have seen the forever. You reach your hand out, take the second card, flipping it over. You will lead the children through the valley. You feel a stir through your spine as you take and flip the third card. But love was left behind. Such a tragic fate. You arrange a fourth card. All the screams will lead you home. And as you flip the last card, you feel a rope tightening around your neck. See a crowd cheering, booing, throwing food at you. You don't know how you got here as your hands reach up and quickly try and struggle with the rope to pull it off. And you hear her words echo in the air. And the noose will snap like thunder as the ground drops out from under you, fall, and hear a thunderous Next thing you know, you're in Versailles. Enjoying the sights. Garth and Hadrian. You two have been traveling, and your caravans arrived shortly. As you walk around the streets, enjoying the scents and stalls on the first day of calibration, you smell the wafty cakes. Barry seems to keep getting you in trouble as he keeps trying to sneak up and grab some of the baked goods and meats and salted nuts.
Keep that bear on a fucking leash, man.
Why would I do that? He's fine where he is.
You walk around and you see gladiatory arenas, fighting championships, little arrow shooting games, hunting marks, and a strange hut that seems to call out to you. A young traveling woman in loose clothes and satins and layers upon layers of different things, little trinkets and gold, kind of smiles and flirtatiously winks and gives you a wave over.
Garth, I think she likes you. You should go for it.
Me? What? Why do you think she likes me? I think she's looking at you.
Maybe it's Barry. And it's a point at the bear. And why don't you go?
Sorry, he's mine. Sorry.
All right, I'll take the fall. And I go into the tent.
As you walk into the tent, she says, I've been expecting you, Hadrian. So wonderful to see you. And she gestures.
Have we met?
Bones. Oh, I meet many along their paths. Fate has such a way of bringing people together. But what I'm more interested in is the fates that lie for you and your friend. Come, let us see your fortune. She goes around to the other side of the table and sits down, kind of pulling up and out of the cloth the bones, and reaches out both of her hands, sort of cupped. Put out your hand, friend. Nothing to fear here.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not afraid. I'm creeped out. But fine, why not? And I put out my hand.
She drops the bones into your hand. You can see markings and carvings etched into each of them. They seem stained from age and worn, somewhat ink-covered and blackened from soot and heavy use and travel.
So what, I throw them? I throw them on the table.
As they scatter and hit the ground, her face kind of goes white. She looks at you, tears in her eyes. This is such a difficult past. You've done so much. You'll never remember it all. She leans forward, she says, but if you refuse the hero's call, and she moves the bones, adjusting it as if telling a story, running her fingers across the runes. Your ruination will hound your desperate exodus, and the moon will shine upon the forgotten forest. Remember, the reflection in the water will show the truth, and the end will come to all. And you feel this wind sort of waft up and find yourself kind of stumbling through the crowd. Garth, you recall as Hadrian walks out, similar experience. Not long after you entered Wallachia, a gypsy came, arrived. One of the traveling troops helped you before you had run into Hadrian and begun your travels. You remember what that woman told you. If you take Oblivion's hand despite the warning, you will invite him in. But everything rots away in the end, my friend. The deaf man must hear the owl's warning, and she will turn from you forever. And you wonder if Hadrian's recent experience as he stumbles out of the crowd seemingly from nowhere bears similar foreshadowing and dread.
Wave. Oh, more of an intense experience than I was expecting.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, she's just very. Yeah, I'll tell you when you're older, and run back into the crowd.
Kyle, or specifically, sorry, you don't have that listed. I'll need to get that adjusted. Komos. Long before you began your journey to Versailles, you spent time in the woods, reflecting on the past and what had happened. You had been listening to the trees, seeing the plants, finding what art and peace you could, but never really being able to rest. The anger and grudge from the past and everything that had happened haunting you. Till one day an old woman came walking through the woods. As she came through, you saw her struggling to pick up firewood. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just traveling through trying to get wood for a fire. It's been so cold on these roads. You wouldn't be able to give me a hand, would you, young one?
Yeah, you see Komos. He's kind of lost in contemplation, kind of quickly look up and realize what's happening, and he stands up and rushes over. Yeah, no problem, Moss. I'll be out here. And he goes ahead and he starts picking up the firewood and kind of helping her on her feet get straight.
You're so kind. Perhaps, would you be willing to walk with me? Just a little ways up the road until I can find my way back to the path. I've gotten so lost in these woods.
Yeah, Komos kind of takes a quick glance at where he was sitting, and then the woman, no problem at all, boss. And he'll kind of like hold out his arm for her to hold on to, kind of guide her
Pulls in
along.
her shawl of wool and stitched materials, kind of adjusts her long gown, and brushes her hair, ratty and gray, along her wrinkled face and long pointed ears, tucking it back behind as she struggles, kind of limping, carrying the firewood. Oh, thank you so much. Which way is it back to the road? Please lead the way.
No worries. See right there. He kind of points out like a rugged little trail that someone with an untrained eye just wouldn't be able to see. Right here. Don't worry. Just follow me.
She begins to follow, and as you walk through the woods, the light begins to dim. Everything starts to go dark. You hear whispers, kind of whispering in the darkness, and you feel the anger welling up in you until a hand rests on your shoulder, and she says, Oh, pay no attention to them, dear. You must remember, you have helped me, so allow me to give you this gift. You cannot stay here, or it will find you. You must go to Versailles and find the others, because if you walk the lonely road, you'll open the door and let him into the Red Chapel. Remember, not all treasures glimmer in the light. And at last, you will sacrifice her on the altars of desperation, and you will murder the deserving. And then everything gets a bit foggy after that. Magnar, you are just arriving along the same path as Addis. You two have been on the same boat since Balder, and have had a few drinks together. But as you're traveling, and the two of you arrive in Versailles, and see various other things, you see a little dwarven girl, kind of frail and gaunt, kind of look at you, and she has some flowers and kind of gives you a wave, excitedly. She can't be more than 12. Little flowers tucked in her hair, a basket full of flowers.
I suppose you want me to buy one of those, do you?
Of course. I mean, they're really pretty, aren't they? I mean, I grew them myself here in the garden. The sweetest scent, they'll wake you up, show you the future, teach you things you don't know, inspire love.
Oh, I very much doubt it. And I toss her a coin. Take one.
Oh, you have your doubts, do you? Then here, special one. She reaches out and kind of plucks a blue rose and hands it to you. Represents dreams. And what could be. I hope you have a fun stay. It was nice meeting you. And she gives a wave and kind of runs off. The rose seems to begin to bloom in your hands. And as it does, you recall falling asleep just before leaving, seeing this strange woman, raggedy hood and cloak, black, shadowed figure. You couldn't see her face, the creeping white, long, black fingernailed hands, covered in little etched runes and paintings like tattoos, all the way up the sleeve as far as you could see from the tattered, worn robes. And inside the fascinating crystal ball, you saw a glorious, splendid clockwork tower of incredible technology. You remember the reflection and seeing people in the reflection, just as you've all seen figures in the shadows and distance of your encounters with the unusual woman. And Magnar, you remember her words. If you ignore the rope in the trees, she strikes with daggers battered from your shield, and the living shall wither from your grasp. Remember, only the penitent shall tread the winding path, and it will be a feast of ages. You all don't quite remember why you're remembering these unique experiences, but you have all found yourselves in a tavern. The Bursting Brazier, playing a bit of gambling. You've all spent 10 gold on your buy-in. The winner takes home a magic umbrella, supposedly blessed and enchanted by the greatest artisans in all the land. And it's a bit of fun, and drinks are on the house as long as you're playing. So you've each kind of gathered around, and you've been winning your hands of liar's dice till you all find yourself at a table. The last table, the last rounds. The bar's filled with patrons singing drinking songs, shouting. It's fairly lively. The two sisters that seem to run the place, running around, keeping busy, running drinks back and forth, offering bits of food. Food is not covered during the games, just the house ale. Or a glass of the Maud's Family Reserve, a wonderful red wine, made in Emery's itself. You all sit around, and I need each of you to roll your initiative.
Nope.
I cannot see the map. Let me refresh this.
Turn off dynamic.
I can't see the map either. Nope, there it is.
Oh, yes, I see it.
Please select your token before rolling your initiative. It's required to. If you click on your token, you should see an initiative button.
Of course.
Can't find my token.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it, Hadrian.
You know what? It's fine. It just means I'm having good drinks. I'm paying attention to the people. Unlike you bastards, you're all just whatever. Fuck all of you.
Is the bear
Komos,
playing? Is
Addis,
the bear
Westora,
keyed in as well?
Hadrian, Garth.
Yeah, where's the initiative button? Damn it.
If you click on your token, up in the top left of the screen, you'll see fast forward, initiative, instant replay.
Should I roll one for my bear?
No.
I think the bear's definitely playing, right?
You better not be checking my dice, Garth.
And I would like you to take this moment, everybody, to describe your characters in the order of initiative. Westora, you're up first.
Right. So Westora is Eladrin, and she. Hold on, I've got my description here on my sheet. She's, 5'6", sort of slender, some slight musculature to her, kind of tomboyish figure. She has fairly fine clothing with unnecessary ruffles here and there and stuff like that. She has snow white hair, very fair skin, pale blue lips and nails. Her eyes are solid steel gray, kind of like a dark winter sky. Her clothing are sort of is a pair of dark gray trousers, pale blue blouse, and a jerkin, the same sort of color as newly frozen ice. And her hair is long and tied back in a very neat ponytail. Her face has very sharp features, with long, thin ears that are several inches longer than on a human, and end in a very fine point.
All right. Garth.
Right. Garth is a larger sized half orc. He's very well built. He has just long brown, very frazzled hair pulled up into a tight bun, top of his head. He has a full beard that connects his mustache. It's black. He's wearing simple leather armor and furs that cover the important bits. He has a little bit of a scar above his left eye. It's about here. And he has tattoos covering up his upper torso and his arms.
All right. Addis.
Sitting next to sort of Garth with his imposing figure, but then Addis is sort of sitting there, 12'2", is barely sitting in this chair. The chair is creeping under his weight, as he's sort of hunched over the table, wearing a traveler's cloak that sort of hides most of his physique and body, and sort of a bandana covering most of his face. But the sort of like shock white messy hair that sort of goes down, barely covering some strange sort of horns and bumps that protrude from his head. The little bit of skin that's visible is just this horrible, like dark purplish charred color, and his eyes are just black sclera with like shocking blue sort of pupils that sort of stare and sort of burn into the table. Both of his hands just are sort of clawed, and also with the same sort of horrible burnt complexion, the bones sort of like protruding slightly, and the flesh sort of peeled away a little bit. And he's got sort of a big stick that he's holding on to as he sort of leans over and looks at all the different dice on the table.
All right. Magnar.
So Magnar is he's a dwarf. He's just a little over 4 foot. So he's standing on the floor to just be like, rather than sitting in his chair, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see the table. He's wearing chainmail and has on clerical robes over the top of that. They're white with kind of red embossed insignia on it. Around his neck is a small silver hammer, and he has a white beard and extremely bushy white eyebrows. There's a slight odd contrast. He has clearly sort of big, strong arms, and yet at the same time, his face looks a little pale, a little gaunt, perhaps a little sickly. And he's playing, but doesn't seem to be doing so enthusiastically.
All right. Komos.
Yeah, sitting at the table, you can see it's a very large satyr. He's like probably the same size as Shaq. He's like 7 foot, 300 pounds. Some interestingly though, you can see that his entire skin complexion, his upper body and stuff is exposed. It's like an ashy white, very pale. You can see that he's bald with a red kind of runic tattoo, as well as a full, very magnificent beard. You can see he has 2 large horns going from the side of his head, kind of reaching towards the heavens, as well as his eyes seem to shift between this kind of fiery orange and this red, almost like a fire. You can see his fur, the patches, is a very dark black. It's an inky black, almost glossy. As well as you can see strange kind of black darker areas kind of on his skin scattered about. And yeah.
All right. Hadrian.
So sitting in the final chair, sort of casually plucking at a lyre, leaning back, bit too far to be necessarily a good idea. Hadrian's about 6'1", looks like he comes maybe to 190, 200 pounds. Strikingly handsome man, strong features, messy black hair, stops just about neck level. Perpetual beard of stubble, just a bit too long to be 5 o'clock shadow. He looks human, but his eyes have no irises or pupils, and they resemble sort of opals of purple and black. He wears black leather armor with matching braces and greaves, and usually is wearing sort of a thigh-length black leather coat, although that's currently off, tied to the resting on the back of the chair, and you can see he seems to be built kind of like a predator. Doesn't look as truck-like as Garth or anything like that, but he's made of quite solid muscle. Looks strong enough to crush a skull, but also quite fast. And as attractive as he is, there's an otherworldliness to his appearance. It's a little strange, a little off-puttingly perfect in the features, and combined with sort of a resting expression of fall somewhere between dismissive, sad, and angry. It lends him a bit of a disturbing air. And while he's currently plucking on the lyre, he still has two swords sheathed on his back. One sort of a longer, thinner sword, about the length of a great sword. Another shorter, similar make, and you can see very obviously on his person are concealed, or not concealed, at least 12 knives, just in different places, bandoliers and things like that. Far too much steel, it seems.
All right. And Westora, will you make a history check for me?
Street check. A20.
All right. So Westora, as you're sitting around, it is your turn. Everyone has just rolled their cups. If everyone will whisper roll 4d6. It is your turn to place the bet, but as you look around, you realize you have seen all of these faces before. That night when you made your deal, when everything went wrong, just before. You can't quite remember exactly what happened that night. It's all blurry, at least for now. You've been trying to remember, but something is blocking it out. But what you do recall is this flash of light, and as though an infinite expanse of color and pinpricks of twinkling stars exploded around you, and these figures, as those ghosts fighting, cheering, yourself reflected in them, moving all around, getting glimpses of so much that just seemed unreal and unfathomable. You didn't understand it at the time, but it's only now that you recall the words that as the bell tolls for your judgment, you will take up the sword of a father, and to remember new enemies are made from old allies. Shatter the hourglass, because you can never remove the red. And you think back to that night, and you recall, even after all of this, even seeing him as the ghostly figures, the man sitting next to you was there. He looks a little different outside of his steel armor. Changed his hair, adopted a bit of a new attitude, but he had to be there. Same with that man next to you, the satyr. He was there with someone when everything went wrong, when you messed everything up. And you remember someone else after an explosion when everyone was dead. This nude male, chiseled, long hair, smiling wickedly, walking away from the scene. And it begins to hurt your head as everyone else looks at you as though expecting you to place your bid. You kind of snap out of it.
Wave. Do you need a
Oh.
drink?
Sorry.
They obviously don't know how to play the game.
I'm just trying to remember.
The rules for the game on your bid are, and this is for everyone, even those viewers at home. For Liar's Dice, the rules are everybody is rolling 4d6. They can see theirs, and I can see everyone's. On your turn, you are saying how many of a certain number of dice you think there are that have come up a particular face. You think there's 1 1, 2 2s, 3 3s, 4 4s, 2 4s, what have you. On your turn, you say, I think there are 3. You state how many of this dice are. There are 3 3s. The person next decides if you're a liar, and they call you a liar. But if there are 3 3s, they lose a die for the round. And when everyone's out of dice, that's it. Until the last person standing wins.
Is it under? Like if the numbers of the dice are over what you've done?
So if you say there are 3-3, you're basically saying that there are at least that many on the table.
At
the
least,
catch is
right.
that none of the numbers can ever go down. So if you say that there are 3-3s, the person after you has to say that there are 4-3s or 3-4s or something, but he cannot drop either of the numbers to a lower number.
Right. So, Westora will sit there, and she's like, "Oh, yes, yeah, sorry, yes, no, I think I know how to play. The few rounds we've already done. Yeah, so 5-1s, I think. Yeah, 5-1. I think there are 5 ones.
All right.
Raise an eyebrow at that one.
He looks over at like Komos. I think.
Who's next?
Clockwise, right? Yeah.
Yep.
No.
That's a lot of ones.
Yeah, he'll
Oh,
go ahead and
He doesn't seem to know how to count.
Gosh, that
Is
many
that gonna be
ones adds up to 20. Just remember that.
No,
When
it's the whole group, right?
Yeah,
It goes
5-1
to
for the whole
Komos,
group.
who places the next bet, but you guys are
Yeah,
all kind of at the bar.
But it's
talking.
5-1s out of all of our cups, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, no 5-1s. I'm gonna go with that.
yeah, Komos will kind of like eye you kind of questioningly before he confidently states 4-4s.
You got to go up in the number.
You have to
of
go
dice.
Up in
But
number.
you can't go, and none of the numbers can go down. So you could say
Okay.
5-4s, but not
5. Yeah, okay. No, 5-4s.
Magnar. You look around and look at your own dice, kind of glance around. You begin to see the familiar faces from your vision, the reflections in the mirror when you saw the old lady.
Leans over and stares at them a bit. Did you say 5-4s? I think there are 6-4s.
Do none of you people know how to count?
Alright. Turn passes to Addis. Addis, you also begin to recognize the figures sitting around you. Even the little bear kind of pawing up to the side of the table, trying to tilt a glass of ale into its mouth.
Down, no, Barry, down. Sorry.
I think you're a liar, Magnar.
Do ya?
I do.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 4s on the table,
Oh shit.
which means Addis is going to start the next round with 3 dice, and everyone else roll 4. As you guys sit
Well,
around
fuck me.
and get a fresh round of drinks.
So that means I get a point, right?
I think I just lose.
Yeah, he
Ah.
just loses the dice. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not about
shit.
getting points. It's just about losing all your dice.
It's
Last-
it's last man standing.
It's last man standing.
I've been
Yeah.
playing this game
What?
all evening. It still
What
makes no bloody
Woman,
sense.
he says, pointing at Westora, like we're not gonna do that here. Last person standing. Come on, like
Sorry.
or bear,
yeah.
last bear standing.
Or
Could be
last bear
Barry.
standing.
Okay.
Yep.
But is the bear playing? I haven't seen him roll any dice.
I'm
he's
assuming
not-
Garth will pass out at some point and Barry will take over. That would jive with what I've experienced of him so far.
That is a pretty good expectation to have.
Okay.
Can the bear count?
More than Garth can, yes.
Probably.
Bear.
Did you just insult Garth?
Komos, I need you to roll your dice again. Oh, there it is.
Yes, I did just insult Garth.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. Now we got everybody. So you guys all roll your dice and slam the cups down, looking around.
Westora doesn't quite slam, but kind of just sort of places it.
Addis, you start the bid.
Nobles.
I think there are 6 6s.
People in your fucking high bets. What the hell is wrong with you?
6. No, hold on.
As it
Hadrian.
goes to Garth.
Hadrian.
Yeah, Garth. What's up?
What number comes before 6?
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 all come before 6, Garth.
Right. I knew that. Just testing you.
But you can't say the number before 6. You have to say
Right.
the number after 6.
Right.
There isn't a number after 6, Garth. Not in this game. There is in reality. It's called 7. But right now there isn't one.
Well,
So
but
just
you could say the number
You can
of.
say seven
Could be
sixes.
you could say
Yes.
7 6.
You could say 7 6s.
You could say 7 6s. And I'm not strictly nobility.
I think you're a lawyer there, sir.
I look at Westora as like, well, strictly nobility, you look the part.
As you
I
guys
guess that's a
flip
compliment or
over
not, I
your
don't know.
cups,
I'll take
there
it.
are 6 sixes.
Fuck.
Wow!
Fuck.
You
This game
people are
sucks.
your crazy early bets. What is wrong with this game?
All right. I lose a dice.
I'm just too good at this.
Yeah,
The
wow.
supreme intellect.
Oh, I didn't mean to call you like a liar. Just kind of how the game works.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I
I think
Honestly-
lying is acceptable in this game. It's okay.
lying is acceptable here.
It
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
called Liar's Dice. It would be a bit
It-
weird if it wasn't acceptable.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm bad at lying.
And
but you
also
saying I'm good
technically-
at it makes me feel
Technically,
better.
the name isn't quite right. We're not actually lying. We're guessing.
As you guys play
fair.
for a little while, will everyone make an intelligence saving throw? Or if you are proficient with dice set, you may use that.
Frosty,
We use
don't do this
insight
to
or
me.
deception instead.
Don't do this to me.
Oh, I rolled it too. Right.
I will allow
Was that
deception
intelligence?
at disadvantage.
Too late. I've
7.
already rolled.
I
So
rolled a 7.
I could have done deception. I'm pretty good at that.
We'll go 16.
I
Oh,
did
damn it, man.
I rolled before you said that.
Frosty, that was a
Plus,
25.
because you said the deception thing after I'd already rolled my intelligence save. Would you allow me to roll that?
Sure.
Okay, you're too kind. Frosty. You're very kind.
Disadvantaged.
All right, 15 with
That's not
disadvantage.
bad.
All right.
I use the dice with intelligence to roll.
Okay.
Just
Or I don't know.
So, Addis,
Goose click dice set and then
Magnar,
press
and Westora, you're going to lose 1 die. Komos, you're going to lose 2 dice. Garth, you are down to 1 die, and Westora, you
Oh,
are
no.
down to 1 die.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Or Westora, sorry, you re-rolled. So no,
Yeah.
you only lost 1. So
Battle
Garth
of the
should be
Ages.
at 1 die. Westora should be at
3.
3. Addis should be at 2. Komos should be at 3. Magnar should be at 3. And Hadrian, you should be at 4. I believe I got everybody there. So please roll your dice.
Shit.
So you say you're not strictly nobility. Are you like loosely nobility? I'm not sure what the word is then.
I was a courtier, so I was not nobility, but it's really not something worth getting into.
Oh, well,
Aren't courtiers, aren't those the ones who like deliver packages?
no, that's a
No,
courier.
those are
It's a
couriers.
courier.
Oh,
Couriers.
okay.
No,
What?
courtiers.
I knew that.
No,
Oh.
no.
Package.
Courtiers do many things in a court. Yes.
And Hadrian, you're starting the bid.
2 3s.
3 3s.
Starting low. Oh,
Do I recognize Westora's face at all?
Make a history check.
Oh shit.
All right, Komos, as you're kind of looking over, you do recall her, one of the shadows in the woods that was whispering. You recall her there that night that everyone died. And you recognize the man across the table from you in his leather garb. Again, he looks different without his metal armor. He's a little scruffy compared to how he used to look. And it's hard to remember much from that night. Everything is a blur. But do recognize the two of them, and looking across, do you recognize the rest from that strange event with the old lady? And having to set out for Versailles looking for them, you think?
Komos, it's your turn.
He's trying to remember how numbers
Yeah,
work.
you
It's
can
okay. We
see
only
he's
just-
a little bit lost in thought, and he kind of looks out across the table and kind of gives like a little closes his gaze on Westora before he says, so the last bit was 5, right? 5
Three
of the ones?
threes.
Three threes.
3 threes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna go with 4 threes. 4 threes. So, just out of curiosity, what brings everyone here to Versailles?
Personal business.
Running and looking for my brother. That's about it.
I'm with him, and I'll point to Hadrian.
He's also looking for my brother. He's a very popular person, it seems.
I'm not looking for his brother. I'm just with him.
Oh, it's fine. He's a very attractive man, if I remember correctly, which I don't. But
You don't know what your brother looks like.
I've never met the man. I've just been told about him.
What are you looking for him for?
Well, you know what? Oh, I thought you said what am I looking for? Because that was a good question.
No, what are you looking for him for? Why?
I want to see if his, the stories I was told about him have any truth to them. But having gotten here, the question of what am I looking for is also, I sort of just assumed I would find somebody who looked like me, but a slightly longer beard. And getting here, I realized that was a really dumb idea. But
Well, speaking of that, if I may ask a really stupid question, Magnar, I think it's your turn, by the way.
Yes, if you'll let me have a word in bloody edgeways, I'll roll my dice.
I'll ask you go. Well, you've already rolled the dice. You said
No,
what
I
you think it is.
oh, you know what I mean. You've talked so long. What were we at?
4 threes, Magnar. 4 threes.
Threes.
Yeah.
4 threes.
Oh, 5 threes.
Not
There.
our fault you can't play dice and carry on a conversation at the same time like a civilized person.
Well, I just want
Hey,
the
look.
game over with so I can win the bloody umbrella.
I'll tell you what.
5 fours. 5 fours.
5 fours, that's where we're at, yeah.
No, threes.
Threes.
No,
Right.
I mean, I said
No.
5. I said 5
Addis is
fours.
saying 5
Oh,
Five.
you're saying 5
Ah,
fours. All right.
okay. Right,
Do none of you know how this game works?
All right.
No.
It's now Garth, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes. 5 fours. 5 fours. Oh fuck. It didn't go well last time, but I think you're lying.
All right, as you guys turn your cups over, there is only 1 4.
Fucking it, right? There's 1 four. Give me that die.
All
can't
right, so
keep
Addis
using
will
this.
lose a die.
Hadrian looks at
You
his
can't keep
4.
using this as
Wow.
an excuse. We know you can't count. Stop saying I'm lying.
All right,
Unfair.
so all of you roll your dice.
All
Except
right.
Addis
Can I
remove
switch
1.
seats? Can I switch
No,
seats?
no, you
What, you
can't
think
switch seats.
I'm
Barry, just because Barry is trying to eat your leg, you sit right there, my friend.
You're sorry
I
about
need
it. He
my-
does that sometimes. If he starts
Yeah,
biting too hard,
yeah.
let me know.
I will.
You don't even feel it as you look down and see his teeth kind of chewing, gnawing on your leg.
Barry, do not bite the nice man.
It's actually kind of nice. It's like, therapeutic,
No, keep going. He likes it.
Yeah.
He
Tell
kind
him
of
to move
tries
to
to
the left a little
wrestle and
bit.
just wiggles his bare butt around as he tries to wrestle with the leg. All right.
Frosty, as this is all going on, I recognize Garth. I think. But do I recognize anyone else at this table looking
Make a
around?
history check.
Oh, this is going to go great. No, I do not.
No, you recognize each of them as though they were carvings in the bones that the lady threw. Their reflections in the mirror behind her. You hadn't really been paying much attention, finding the whole thing creepy, but you recall looking up in that mirror behind her and seeing all of them staring back at you, as though they were your reflection.
I look at the empty glass of scotch in front of me, and I'm going to do sort of a wave a mirror hand and see if Magnar mimics it. Presuming he doesn't, I'm going to just go back to the dice game.
Addis does.
Oh, dear, I'll have that. Do you want another scotch?
Oh, yes, please. Make it a bottle, please.
That'll be a gold.
Yep. I flip her 2 gold.
She kind of takes it, tucks it into her blouse, in between in her cleavage, and walks off.
Why do they always do that? It's so unnecessary. You have pockets for a reason. I don't.
She doesn't have pockets. She's wearing a dress.
Oh, dresses can have pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think her dress is. Ask her. Why don't you ask her if she has pockets?
Why did she
Why
just
would you-
carry
why
a
would you-
pouch?
I think she might think I was flirting,
Look,
which is not
look.
the intention here.
But no, look, it's a safe place to keep things.
What?
You
So
also
is a
did
pouch.
tip her, so maybe she wants to hang on to it.
All right,
Mm.
Garth, it's your turn.
All right. Let's see here. What do you think, Barry? That's a good idea. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say 5 6s.
Look at Garth and just say,
Garth
Garth,
he leans back in his chair a little confidently, crosses his arms.
you're a liar.
What? No, I'm not.
What did you say there were?
I said 5 6s.
Unfortunately, there are no six. There's 1 6 on the board.
And it's under my cup. Don't fuck with the man who has
As
the dice,
Garth
Garth.
goes out, they bring him a thankful large mug of ale.
All right.
And he's allowed
I pour
to
a couple
stay
of shots
seating
of
at the
scotch
table.
into it from the
It's
bottle.
your kind of
Give him-
place.
Give him a Boilermaker.
And Garth, as you're looking across, do you recall them from that gypsy woman? The faces on the cards. They all look so familiar. You've seen them. You
I
remember
might be
that
drinking a bit
strange
too
night.
much again.
Give some to the bear.
I
Nods
don't know.
excitedly.
He gets a little bit rambunctious when he drinks.
Oh, I
Shakes
can
his
imagine.
head no.
No, Barry.
And
Later,
gives you
all
just big wide eyes kind of looking up, puffing its
Alright.
cheeks out.
right. I put the
Mouth
book
Is
hanging
your
open.
bear an alcoholic?
Kind of stands
Is that
up on his
something we
2
should
back
be-
legs and brings his front paws up.
I do want to say, based on that picture, it is the cutest bear known.
That's okay.
in
That's what
existence.
you think. You haven't met the red panda bears.
I will
Trust me.
tip my mug to him. let him
He
have
kind
a
of
little
grabs it with his mouth and starts like licking, burying his muzzle in it, licking all the beer. You can see it kind of
There we
spilling
go.
across his face and fur, and he's wagging his little butt around excitedly, little bear tail, bit of puff shaking back and forth.
Right,
People
that's
kind
enough.
of look over, and a couple people kind of nod. A few people like shake their heads
Well,
in shame. Uh,
I'm one of them. Shaking my head in shame.
So Garth is out. So Hadrian, roll your. Everyone roll their dice, and Hadrian, the bid's to you.
I look at Westora and Komos a bit, having picked up a strange sense of hostility from them, but I'm going to look to Magnar and say, you seem like a good chap. How about this? If we win this, you can have the umbrella. You seem like you might need it. Don't know why. It goes with your attire. 3 1s.
Okay, 3 1s, 3 1s. And
Well, that's
you know,
very
Westora
generous.
kind of looks at everybody else and glances around, says, have I met any of you before? 4 2s.
I don't remember her, do I? No, I don't think so.
Do I remember meeting her at some point?
You just remember seeing her when you met that weird gypsy lady in Wallachia.
Oh, right, we do all remember that.
Uh,
This will sound weird, but I think I saw you in some bones. It's a normal
that
thing to
did
say,
sound
right?
weird.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
That's very weird.
She,
You get
she
used
does,
to it.
she does kind of give you a sideways, kind of like weird glance, and immediately looks like has like a look of regret, like maybe she shouldn't have asked.
I just shrug,
Was-
like sort of like ask and receive, kind of like.
That's why she looks like she has regret.
Was that a euphemism? Did I misunderstand what that means?
No, it's not.
I really hope it's not.
It's absolutely not a euphemism. Literally, I
Okay.
met a fortune teller later who threw bones, told me something was going to happen, and I saw all of you reflected behind her. But I assume that's normal, right?
Well,
Yep.
they
As you guys are in
handed
the-
this weird psychedelic flower that had me. And so
Oh
I'm
shit!
trying-
You took the flow.
I'm not entirely trusting my senses right. at
You're
the
gonna have to
moment.
tell me about that trip.
As you guys are arguing and discussing, a well-dressed gentleman kind of steps in, swaggering. He's got his hands up on his hat, long, semi-brown, purplish hair, wearing many layers of clothes and a very elegant, but old and tattered black trench coat. Little bits of silver filigree and inlay strewn across it. A bit of a scarf kind of tied up around a loose white blouse, black vest underneath, and a medallion. You notice on his right hand 4 rings, each of them glowing a different color. One red, one blue, one white, one purple, seemingly emanating of some ancient design. Magnar, make an Arcana check or a History check. Komos, make a Wisdom save. Westora, make a Wisdom save.
Oh,
Yeah.
Magnar,
Oh my
damn.
lord!
Double
you
natural
recognize
20.
some of the
Double nat
carvings
20s.
on those rings. Just briefly glancing at them, they match some of the carvings and rune work from your studies of Ishgard and Uruk, and they match a few things. There's a few symbols that you recognize from a few of your trinkets. Westora, you recognize that face, that grin of the man that walked away from the blast when everything went horrible. Komos, your heart pounds in your chest, beats faster and faster as sort of dread, panic. You start to flash back to that night. Everything going wrong, the blackness opening up and spreading around the entire room, everyone getting ripped apart to shreds, people running, disappearing, teleporting away, and then just a flash of explosion as all of the black ink pulled into a single spot, forming into this male, seemingly of pure muscle, just carved and athletic. As he grinned and walked away, you recognize that man standing here today. As he comes in and jumps up onto a table and says, "Hail, friends! On this most auspicious of nights, I greet you, fated few who might attend what promises to be a stellar sight that shall commence at midnight magic stroke. You, winter child, you stone behemoth grand, and the blessed bear that keeps your friend in tow and from drink, not quenchable by even gods above, nor ashen brand that sits upon horned brow, and best my brothers, dark and in the dark, thy face and deeds unknown to thee, yet known to me, and hailed as fuel for our great fire. Come, friends, to see the show, shall shake the world, and bring to bear what all you know, and need, yet cannot need to know. For it is reprised by they who sit above, and claim the right of rule, as wrong as they do, in all our sight. Come before the sun this very night." And gives a large bow as everyone kind of claps and cheers, and he steps out and says, "Town Square," and throws some pamphlets into the air that seemingly spread and fly around to all the tables. His top hat he tips and gestures as he bows out the door, spinning back, looking at the table that you guys all sit at, smiling at each of you and giving you a wink before disappearing out into the crowd.
Assuming
I'm
I
gonna
didn't recognize
think
my wave.
From the fact he said bear, I think he was referring to us.
What bear?
Because you've got
Because
a bloody
Oh, I
bear
mean,
You've
with
yeah,
got
I
a
you.
mean, I
fucking
do have
bear.
a bear with me, but why would he
Yes.
be talking about us? I've never met
He
him.
mentioned multiple of us.
I don't know, but I'm going to try and have a word with him later because something caught my eye. I don't know why he had to talk in such riddles, though. Why can't people just talk plain?
I
Well,
thought
that's a
he
bit
was quite a
annoying.
showman, honestly. It was very impressive to me.
Oh, just because he's got fancy clothes doesn't make him bloody important.
No. I wasn't saying he was important. I was saying he was a showman. He had panache, you know.
Well, what's the point of that?
Westeros is just kind
Spinach
of staring
makes you
in the
stronger.
direction he left, and she just looks. I want to say she looks pale. She's of the color of snow, so that's kind of hard to say. But
She looks paler.
She
She's
looks
turned
pale.
like
What are you
a
doing?
dark
That's
shade of
right,
gray.
yeah.
Asmos. How's Komos reacting?
Yeah, he's gonna turn towards the group and listen, Hellbots. I feel a nice little connection to you, Lord. But what say you we all forfeit? Give the umbrella to this Magnar over here, since he loves it so much, and we go follow that gentleman out. I have business.
Follow him. Or
Well, of course he knows you lot. Aren't you curious about what he knows about you?
Oh, I'm very curious about that, gentleman.
No, I don't think
He's
he
got
mentioned me.
I would rather not speak to him, but perhaps it'd be best if we could.
but he
Do you
did
know
say
him?
he's doing a show at midnight.
He's doing a show.
Not really. No, I don't.
Oh, okay. So is that what it says on the pamphlet? He's going to be at the show at that
So
time?
we should go
It
to the
looks
show.
like
okay.
it. It just says Town Square midnight and shows like the sun at its peak.
Time is it
Do
now?
we what about what time it is now? Like, is it
It's somewhat in the evening. It's around 7, 8 p.m.
okay?
It's
we
hard
got
to
time.
tell exactly because I don't think any of you have keen mind. And
But I'm really
during the
smart.
calibration, especially the summer calibration, the sun during the summer calibration, the sun stays in the sky all day and all night. There isn't a night during the summer calibration. So it's a little hard to tell. But the festival's been going on. You guys have been wandering around all day. You've been playing at the bar table for, a few hours now. Gambling, betting, working your way up to the final table, kind of arguing and bickering and having that sort of friendly gambler banter as you sit around the table.
So how much time do we have till midnight? You say?
A few
6
hours.
hours. Easily enough time to finish this game.
Let's
Not at
just
the rate we've been
I'm-
playing it.
That is very true. That is very true.
I don't know.
They
We
have a
already have
habit
one
of
player who's
stalling.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides, I said 4 twos. I look over at Komos.
4 to 6s.
Liar.
As you flip over your mugs, there are only 2 6s. Excuse me, 3 6. Yeah, no, 2 6s. 2 6s.
Man,
So
there's a lot
Komos
of
will
thinking
lose
in
a
this
die.
game.
Did you two know that man, by the way? You were both staring at him. I mean, he was pretty attractive, so I can't blame you.
I mean, and he just said he has
I do
business
not.
with him.
I
Right?
do not know the man.
Well, you could
But
have
I've-
business with him and not know him.
I may have seen him before. I don't know.
Yeah. He had some symbols that might connect him to Ishgard.
What's that?
Ishgard.
Oh.
Isn't it that old place?
Yeah.
All the ruins.
Yeah.
Do I have any idea what they're talking about?
Well, I have an idea.
Make a wisdom save.
Ooh.
You start to panic and shake as they mention the name, and you hear thunderous cracking, stones shattering. You recall lightning blasts, radiant energy, and everything collapsing, and terror and hatred welling up inside of you as you crush the clay mug to bits, spilling your glass of scotch all over the table.
I'm gonna take
Hands
a point of
bleeding as you
damage.
take a point of damage.
Yeah.
Garth will scoot his chair a little bit further from Hadrian.
What, did I say something wrong?
I look at you and just kind of like suck some of the scotch from my hand.
Oh.
No, I'm not sure. You ever had a word bring up memories?
I suppose.
Things. Why don't we keep playing? Says, sort of looking visibly shaken. I'm not. Yeah.
Right. Well, let's kick off the next round.
Let's keep
then.
going.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're gonna need
Barkeep,
a new cup.
we need another drink.
Take Garth's, I suppose.
Make
Very
that
well.
around.
We'll bring you another round. Just please stop breaking the glass. I know everyone is excited. Just please don't keep breaking the glasses. And kind of they bring around a few, and a couple people like look around at each other, kind of accusingly. That's what you're supposed to do. It shows respect. Another one like just deliberately takes their glass and smashes it. Another. And they get kicked out of the bar.
I'm looking at my hand and just like I sort of, he's again, his coat is off, so you can sort of see, I think, the muscles in his arm just tensing constantly, like he's about like it looks like he's now like almost perpetually like grabbing a stress ball, and he's like, okay,
Hey, did that help the smashing of the glass? Did it relieve your panic?
No, actually, I think the thing in the glass is what would have been relieving my panic, which is why I want more of it right now. So,
Or is it a sign of strength? Should I do it? Should I crush the?
I don't think so.
Look, they're gonna get upset about the glasses. Here, use this.
That's true.
And I hand over a bottle.
Will everyone roll their dice for the next round?
Wait, are you saying we can smash that bottle?
Yes, go for it. It won't mind.
Can I take the bottle and smash it?
What do
As
you mean it won't
smash
mind?
it sits on the ground, and then a couple seconds later, you see the pieces start to shake, and over the next minute, you see it start to piece itself back together and pull itself up and set itself back on the table.
I look at it,
That's
look at him, and just look at it,
pretty
and look
cool.
at him. That is amazing. You're saying I can do that as many times as I want to?
Smash it
It's
over
like
my head.
so it's quite a good stress reliever. At
Yeah,
times.
Hadrian, smash over his head.
Smash it over my head.
Komos, you forgot to whisper your roll. So
Are you
apparently
sure,
Komos
Addis?
just set his dice down
Yes.
and is like, yep, that's what the dice are. That's what I got. You got any problems with it?
Supposed to cover them with the cup, you idiot.
Sorry, I think I broke his cup. Was that your cup that I broke? I'm really sorry. I say as I smash the bottle over Addis's head.
All right, roll it to hit roll.
Oh god, he missed.
Oh, this is getting out of hand. It was supposed to just be stress relief.
Well, you said to hit him with it. What am I gonna do?
I didn't say to hit him.
All
with
right,
it.
what's your strength modifier?
+5.
So Addis, you will take 6 points of damage as he breaks the bottle over your head.
I'm gonna use my reaction to use Stone's Endurance. As it smashes, you see the stone like harden up, and I'm gonna. If you said 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I roll a d12, as long as I roll above a 2, I roll a 1. So I take 1 damage.
I look at kind of the tiny cut in his head. Is like, wow, that's an impressively hard head you have there.
Thank you.
Sorry, you said to do it, and I was a little hyped, and also like still very stressed.
No. It's fine. I can do it back, right?
Yeah,
It's only
sure.
fair.
And then if
You want
after a
to.
couple seconds, all the glass pieces pull out of Addis's head and off the floor and reassemble into the fragment in Hadrian's hand.
I look at Magnar and say, I owe you so many drinks for this. This is amazing.
And then Addis is gonna take the bottle once it's reformed and smash it over his head.
All right, roll it to hit.
I'm gonna make this reckless because why not? A
Miss.
14. Damn it.
You go to swing and just sort of it breaks on his head, but doesn't really do any damage. It just smashes, and it just
This is
looks like
very
he's
fun.
perfectly fine.
You also have a very hard head.
Why, thank you. I sit back down. All right, whose bet is it? I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry I got distracted.
It is Magnar's bet.
Magnar's bet. I think there are 2 1s.
I think there are 2 2s.
All right, Hadrian.
2 4s.
3 5s.
Yeah, Komos looks at Westora and he's gonna say, I don't think there's 3 5s. And he's gonna smash his dice cup on his head.
All right, what's your strength modifier?
Plus
God
4.
damn it.
So you are going to take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
What is
I
the
understand.
matter with the lot of you?
I
And
understand
as you
this-
guys are
this
kind of
might-
saying that, the lady's like, "All right, you look, all of you ruffian, you're all forfeit. You're all out. Get out of here."
What?
Get out.
I didn't break a damn thing.
Wait, I want to say, my glass was an accident. That was intentional. I'm really sorry. We had some stress.
We warned you all. I said out. Get out of
But
the
your place
bursting
is the only
brazier. You're
place
going to have to
in-
find another place to celebrate the calibration. Now get the hell out.
You're the only place that let me bring a bear in.
Well, then you
Who
should have
are
done
these
that before
people?
your friends started smashing glasses all over the place.
All right.
Only one glass.
I'll call the magisters.
Look. He is sorry. We'll pay for it. Everybody is. It's all calm. It's fine.
Make a persuasion check.
I'd be assisting in that because I was also trying to be persuasive.
All right. So
Making
we'll give you
advantage, yeah.
Advantage, yeah. 24.
Hell yeah.
So yeah. So please.
All right,
look,
but I'm
it'll
charging you
happen
double
once.
for your rooms.
Fair enough.
That is fine.
And you're paying for your drinks from now on. And she kind of walks off.
Of course, I'm really sorry.
Westora looks over at Komos and says, "You're paying the double, price for everybody. You know that, right?"
I'm paying the double. I'm paying
yeah.
the double.
You're
Yes,
the
Tony.
one. You caused the situation, breaking
gonna
the glass against your head.
Reach over, take the bottle, put it back.
Maybe I turn to Magus. Maybe it's a stress reliever for when we're not in a bar where they think we're actually breaking shit of theirs.
That is true.
Duly noted. I'm trying to save them.
Anyway, are there 3 5s?
There are not.
Okay, so done.
Shit. You get them next time, don't worry.
So, how many dice does everybody have left?
I have
Hadrian has 4. Westora has 2. Magnar has 3. Komos has 2. And Addis has 1.
Cool. I'm gonna turn to Garth and just be like, "You
Westora,
know that
you're
Ishgard
2.
thing.
And then Magnar, you're 3.
What
Yeah.
was that, Hadrian?
They mentioned the place Ishgard. It brought up a memory. I just like, do you know what it is? You seem like you're a worldly type.
Ishgard. Do I know what Ishgard is?
Make a history check.
Yep. Oh, stand back, everyone.
Not 20.
8.
Oh.
No, never heard of it.
Damn it.
Nope. I've never
Hoping
heard of Ishgard.
Hmm.
Do you know what it is at all? Anything?
Hang on. I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'll try to recall what I can.
Anyone know about Ishgard?
I make sure my hands are away from any breakable objects as we are discussing this. I sit on them.
If you guys want, you can all make history checks.
Might as well. Not
Well,
my best stat.
My character sheet is showing empty. What is going on?
I rolled a 15, which is pretty good for me.
Or again.
I have to
Oh.
reload roll 20 because my character sheet is empty. Oh, got my character sheet back. Okay, sorry.
So, Westora and Magnar, you guys recall, and Komos, you recall stories of the Mythic Age, and there being these great kingdoms that had surpassed anything imaginable in the modern age. Home to savants, artists, sorcerers that could lift continents off the ground and into the air, towers that reached up to the clouds, terrifying giant creatures that wandered the earth, and the age before the gods, when the gods came to power. And you know that Ishgard was home to was the capital and home of one of these countries. It was a glorious tower. The entire country, an entire population of millions of people living inside a tower that rose from the sea level inside the great hills of the wildlands, all the way up past the clouds to rival the dragons of the ancient times. And supposedly, they had mastered a unique form of magic. Clockwork. They had managed to give life to mechanical systems, organisms, and creatures. And you both, all three of you remember the terrifying tales of the dreaded Warforged that marched across the lands and scorched the skies. The soulless beings and constructs brought to life by Ishgardian magic. Also the tales of fantastic artists, holy knights, divine warriors that Bastion and Cutania take their lineage from. It's hard to tell where history and folk tale diverge, but you don't remember much more than that.
Well, Westora will answer the question, I guess, or at least try to. So I think it was capital in the Mythic Age. Something about I think some big tower, some clockwork creatures, something along those lines.
That's actually partly why I'm here. I was hoping to access the libraries and do a little bit more research, because I have to say,
into this place.
well, it's I you know, in the libraries, back home, I had come across references, and deep people have traveled through. They've brought, like, on occasion, some fairly fast. I mean, you saw one of such things, and he pulls out this sort of glass ball, and inside it there's a sort of dead-looking nymph mechanical fish. And I think this is connected to those times. Allegedly, this should be swimming around. I think, at least what I've seen from pictures, like actually alive, and that I can't fathom how that could be such a thing. But so, the library being limited as it was, I finally set out to see if I could find more information here. And the tower, I think I've seen it in dreams at times.
Well, I mean, I think we found Nemo.
Who's Nemo?
Famous fish.
You've never had Nemo told to you?
Yeah.
It's a children's tale.
Well, if you're supposed to name your fish, then I suppose that's the name of me fish.
Nemo. You
Nemo.
named the fish Nemo.
Yeah, so I was about to say you're gonna
That's a
Better
lovely
than
name.
you're naming your fish Nobody.
Make
Well, I did
perception
it.
checks, everyone.
Oh shit.
We keep forgetting to actually play the game, but other than that, we're doing great.
No.
We're never gonna get through this
Garth
dice
and
game.
Komos, you guys notice the bear trying to sneak over and kind of reaching up for the ball with the fish in it, kind of with a paw, kind of hiding behind the table, just kind of crept around and trying to
Barry.
lowers
Come
his head
here.
and kind of walks back.
Komos is gonna set down an alcoholic beverage on the floor. Keep him busy.
walks over and starts just burying his face in.
Is that good for it?
You do need to talk to him about his alcohol consumption sometime. He's learning too many lessons from you.
He doesn't drink any more than I do, and that's just fine. He can handle it. Look at him. He's big. He can handle it. When I was his age, I was
He
drinking
kind of
twice
sits
that.
back on his butt, Winnie the Pooh style, and holding the mug that Komos set down in between his paws, and kind of lifts it up, just letting it spill all over his face as he laps trying to get all of it into his mouth.
Shall we play the next round?
Yeah, sorry. I just was distracted by the tower thing. I
All right.
don't really remember it, but
I believe it's
It's Komos
Komos'
called Westeros Bluff.
Yeah.
Westora. I should learn my own character's name. Westora.
On 6.
Have we rolled?
Yep.
Yeah. Don't mind me. Talking for so long.
Oh, did we? We haven't rolled this round.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah, we
you
did.
have.
No, we just got distracted halfway through.
Yep.
So what?
Yeah.
What did you? What did you say?
My last
says
roll was
one
with 3
six.
dice. I just lost a die. So this is my first time rolling with 2 dice.
Oh, we roll, I suppose.
But you said there's 1-6.
That's Magnar, right?
Oh, it's Magnar. All right, 2 6s.
3 6s.
Hadrian. Hadrian.
Liar.
As you guys pull over your cups, there are 3 6s.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, everyone, where are y'all from?
Gosh, I have to remember the name of the country that my character's from.
Jaru.
I'm from up around Boulder.
Jaru.
Boulder. North.
No, from here.
North of here. Yeah.
I'm from
Right.
Cormund up in Arniston.
Come on.
Yeah.
Toru as well.
Frosty, it's pronounced Jorun.
Jaru.
It's a-
Jaru.
Jirun. So
Jaru.
yeah, Westora was Jorun.
Different dialects obviously pronounce it differently.
Right.
That's right. That's it. Well, in the courts, you know.
Of course.
As you two are talking, kind of looking at each other, you both feel uneasy looking. There's something so familiar in the back of your head that night. If only you could remember more of it.
Which of us?
Westora and Komos.
I'm making eye contact right now. I'm making deep eye contact. I'm trying to see into Westora's brain.
Westora immediately looks down, really uncomfortably, and kind of takes her chair and kind of scooches over a bit away from Komos.
It's not like that, lass. Where do I know you?
I don't
you seem
know.
familiar. You're from
don't
Jabu
know.
too.
It's maybe we met somewhere. I don't know. Let's play another round.
I suppose so.
I've already
Westora,
rolled. I'm
Hadrian,
waiting on
Addis, I need Komos and Magnar.
Fuck.
Yeah, because Magnar's playing without a glass.
Komos is playing.
Or Komos is playing without a glass, but he re-rolled. All right.
Wait, sorry. Got it.
Okay.
All right. 3 4s.
You have 3 dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Frosty, just because I got a little bit unclear about when we were all rolling, are you using the last roll I did or the one right before that for me?
This last one.
Okay. I'll go ahead and call. See if you're say you're lying.
There are 4 4s on the table.
Ah, well.
I'm an honest person. What can I say?
Uh,
I'm also psychic,
so
apparently.
Westora will be down to 1 die. I'm going to say, for the purposes of this, that Komos, make a deception check.
Would it be a disadvantage because he doesn't have a cup?
Yes. Yes, make your deception check. Or make an insight check, because you can't lie about your dice, but you're trying to read everyone else's.
An insight check. Okay.
Yep. All right. So Komos, Addis, you two, and Westora, can you make an insight or deception check as well?
I know which one of those two I would do. No, did it not? There it goes. 24.
19.
All right.
Am I making one here, or?
Nope.
All right.
So you guys get down to the last round for the night. It's close to 10:30. It is Addis, Magnar, and Hadrian.
Oh.
Hadrian and Magnar, you have 3 dice. Addis, you have 1.
Is Westora not in as well?
Sorry, Westora did roll a 24, so Westora, you would have 1 as well.
Okay.
And this is once you get called. If you call someone a liar and you're wrong, you're out. And if you call someone a liar and you're right, they're out. And we're gonna go until there's only 1 left.
Okay.
And Magnar, you're rolling 3. And we will say it's Hadrian's bet.
Oh my. 2 6s.
3 6s.
Liar.
As you guys pull over, there are 3 6s on the table, and
Ah,
Magnar
zealous!
rolls out.
I'm sorry I
All
didn't get
right.
that umbrella.
So now, give me a
Well,
second.
that's impossible to win. If I say 3 6s, I lose. If I say 4 6, fuck it.
All right. So Addis, you're rolling 1.
Yep.
Hadrian's rolling 3, and Westor is rolling 1. All right. And Addis, you're up.
2 4s.
Liar.
There's only 1 4 as Addis goes out.
Damn it.
Westor and Hadrian.
You got this, Hadrian. I believe in you.
He does have the advantage,
1 6.
2 3s.
That's. Yeah, what? No, you went backwards.
You can't
Oh.
do that. You
Oh,
can't
you
go down.
do that. Yeah, that's true. Well, I only got 2 options.
Let's see, that's where I was at. What do you do?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no. So
I have my
either
hand on my
you-
cheek, like sort of.
either you have at least the 1 6, or you don't.
He did say he was
That's
an honest man.
logic.
I did say I was an honest
Make
man.
an insight.
Oh, okay.
I
And
can say he is very
Hadrian,
honest.
make a deception check.
I'm not really trying to be deceptive. I did say I was an honest man. I'm not lying about this.
All right.
am honest.
So you can tell he's got the 6. He's got at least 1 6.
All right, 2 6s.
Liar.
As he flips his cup over,
That's it.
there's only 1 6 on the table.
Yeah, no, it was pretty screwed. One way or the other.
And as you guys finish up, the woman brings Hadrian a very fancy sort of black parasol with pink lace, little kind of flowers printed on the black fabric, a bit of a fancy metal silverwork pole with a ivory handle on the end, a little bit of a leather grip wrapped around it. designed to kind of expand. And she says, "Here you are." And it is an umbrella of featherfall. You can use your reaction to deploy it and featherfall while it's out. It can only support one person.
Any
Mary
limitations
Poppin,
on the
y'all.
number of times it can be used?
It can be used 1d4 plus 1 times.
I look at it and sort of spin it around and just, ooh. It's quite lovely, isn't it? Given that I'm already carrying a lot of weapons and I probably won't have this out unless I really think of it, does anybody else who might not utilize weapons in combat want to use this?
Doesn't really match my style.
I'd happily take it, but I think Magnar was interested.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm mostly interested in how it works and how it's put together. It's rather more frilly than I was.
Oh,
envisioning.
then I'll take it. I love frilly things.
I was gonna say I would say between Westora and Addis, obviously, because she's already wearing frills and you look like you could use some.
I know. I'm woefully lacking frills.
Mm.
I mean, it's gaudy, is what it is. Honestly,
It's kind of I like the flowers and the
Yeah,
frills.
it looks
adds a
nice.
nice aesthetic.
It
Yeah.
looks nice.
well, if you don't
And then
mind,
and imagine how terrifying I'd look coming down from the sky with that.
You know what? With
you are
that, I
welcome.
think I'm gonna give that to Addis and just be
Yeah,
like,
you're welcome to it.
All right.
you are Nightmare Mary Poppins as I hand you the Aberration Parasol. Good game, everyone.
And I think that's where
game.
we're going to take a break now that we've been going for about half. So give me one moment to go to our on break screen. And we are back. Hi, welcome everyone. And last we left off, you guys had just finished your game of Liar's Dice and we're sitting in the tavern getting ready to head out. What is everybody doing?
Is it nearing midnight by this point?
Yeah, it's close to it's like 10:30 p.m., 11.
All right. Westora will look over at Komos. You wanted to go see the thing in the town square?
I did.
I'd be interested to see what that man's about.
Yeah, I'd like to have a quick word with him, so I'll tag along.
Hadrian, are we
I've
done
got-
with him?
I've got nothing better to do, so I might as well.
I mean, I don't have anything in particular to say to him, but again, if nothing else, if he's going to give a performance, like, he's clearly got a flair for the dramatics, so why not? Yeah.
I have this new umbrella. We could all do a dance number.
I love that idea for you.
Yeah.
We'll practice on the way there.
Definitely.
Where was it at? Do you remember?
Town
Where-
square.
where
it
is
said.
Town square.
Anyone know how to get to the town square?
Nope.
I'm sure we can find directions.
We could ask directions, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go over to one of the barmaids and ask for directions to the town square.
Just follow the noise. It'll be where most of the celebrations are.
I don't think that's true. There's a lot of celebrations.
She basically says, "Oh, town square. So you follow this out, and you're going to head around down the main street. Follow it around the circuit until you get to the fountain. Then keep heading up and around. You'll see several churches to the gods and Ao, and then you're going to want to take that around. Go south around the loop, across the Great Bridge at the heart, and just across there, go up around to the right, and then as soon as it forks, go left, up the stairs, and you'll arrive at another fountain. There's a whole stage set up there. It's beautiful."
Got
I
it.
heard churches. I know where the churches
completely
are.
got all of that.
I got all of it. Follow me, guys.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Gonna follow
I was
Addis.
just gonna take his umbrella and like start doing like a little like tapping it along the ground as he walks. Like
It is a bit of a chaotic journey. As you guys are kind of walking through, merchants are shouting at you, "Fresh dates! Dates and elderberries!" And shouting for stuff. You see fire breathers standing out, sort of throwing. There's these people sort of having lightning dragons, and that are, dragon spectral made out of energy, and various other familiars, flying octopuses kind of on leashes and energy, different magic spells, different people carving shapes and colors, weaving their magic into the sky and kind of throwing off these glorious fireworks of spells everywhere as everything's popping and clamoring. Make perception checks at disadvantage.
Perception at disadvantage. Could Barry make a perception check
I
too?
was about to say, can
Yeah.
Barry make that?
All right. Let me just open this.
oh, nice.
It's all right, guys. It's all right. We'll get all unnatural ones out of the way right now. Okay, Magnar and Hadrian are clearly just in the back chatting about things. Yeah, I like your attitude. You seem like a good guy. You're very, very sociable.
Garth felt left out.
Garth, you're also very sociable. Come on, come back here with the cool crowd.
So,
All right.
Komos, you notice as you're getting close to the town square, you notice a couple of bandits kind of around different buildings, kind of moving in. They don't look like you recognize bandits. You've been on the road. You know the quick leather armor, the scoundrel look, the scruffed sort of disheveled appearance of people. You also start to notice there are a lot of people in town sort of sitting in the alleys, kind of being ignored by the masses, that have these strange black kind of bruises on their body, very similar to what you have on yours. Kind of creep around wearing bandages and everything, and a lot of the bandits seem to have them too. And it isn't until You guys arrive just shortly before midnight in the town square. The large fountain at the center. Uh,
As we're walking along, I'll kind of nudge the shoulders of people who are walking around me, kind of down my head, kind of at these
People
shady
kind of
figures.
like, watch where you're going. You kind of nudge to the party, like pointing out. As you guys get to the town square, you see off in the corner, Komos, two very obvious dressed bandits, kind of ruffians, masks over their face, quickly kind of burying in some trash and junk what looks like a circus performer in this long sort of jester leotard with multicolored patches and diamonds. Um, and you notice that the stage and poster that's set up depicts a jester, much like the one that they seem to be burying, is what this show is supposed to be. And it's only about 10 minutes before midnight as the gentleman kind of steps out with his black coat and kind of gives a bow, and everyone's kind of cheering and excited for the show. And you notice a couple people are kind of looking like wondering what's going on as he kind of paces around and like sets a few things up on the stage as though he's getting ready to perform, sets up a high wire, uh, kind of waves his hand as music starts to play a little bit, sort of a soft tempo, slow music. You guys are kind of buried and sandwiched in the crowds. You can see nobles, commoners, all kind of gathered around. What do you say to the party or to anyone, Komos? What do you do? Everyone else is kind
Yeah,
of arguing and shoving past the crowd.
Komos is going to go ahead. He's going to look at the flyer and he's going to double check what the bandits are doing over there. He's going to turn to the party. Normally, I don't involve myself in others' businesses, but
Oh, Kovac dropped. And it has messed up our stream.
Aha! I'm the game master now.
Alright. We're going to go to break while we solve this technical problem. We're so sorry, everyone. Give us just a moment to fix this. And we are going to
Do I still get to be the end?
reset everybody's position. Does everyone remember
Okay.
where they were at?
I will shop right.
I was top middle, I think.
I think this is right. I think we're back. All right.
Yeah.
My apologies, everyone. Minor technical difficulties. Uh,
It was the bandits.
the bandits. But Komos, what are you doing as you turn to the rest of the party? And you guys had seen, Komos had seen some bandits kind of dealing with everything as the timer seems to be ticking down to this gentleman's performance.
Komos will look to the party and he'll kind of inconspicuously motion towards the bandits. He says, "I don't think those lads are up to any good." He'll start walking over and motioning for the rest to follow.
Yeah, Westora will follow closely. You didn't say anything about the body. Does she notice the body as well?
Make a perception check as you glance over there. At advantage because you've got Komos pointing it out.
Okay, sure. Ah, 22.
Oh yeah, you see them kind of quickly kind of tucking in, and it's in there. All right, it's about ready. We gotta get going. It's fine. No one's gonna notice. They're all distracted. Look at him up there. This is his spot. He's got this whole thing prepared. I know, but if we don't get this right, Godric, what is he gonna do to us? No, Godric's a great guy. Don't worry about it. He's trying to help everything.
Westora is almost thinking about the. She says we should call the guards.
All the guards. Why are we? What's happening?
Because they just murdered a guy.
Where?
She points over and says in a fairly loud voice, "They just murdered a guy."
Oh my God! They just murdered a guy.
People are like, "What? What?" Kind of looking around.
Hadrian kind of
Murdered a guy? Are you sure?
Well, they're burying a dead body over there. I think that's probably because of murder.
Everyone kind of is looking around.
Just drunk.
And kind of, as you guys are kind of looking, a couple people are like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" As this music kind of rings out and distracts everyone. Everyone's like, "Huh, huh," and the two guys kind of look at you and kind of pull out their weapons as though they're getting ready. And the gentleman steps up onto the stage. And he gives a large bow as he says, "My dear assembled host, I beseech thee, lend me a moment of patronage." And everyone kind of starts to look around at him. He says, "Let boldness be my friend, a small cheer and great welcome. My words are not scarce, yet are seldom spent in vain. You see, reputation is an idle and most false imposition, oft got without merit, and lost without deserving. This domain you call Emeris. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent, and under it change your mind. Yet call them noble that should know your fate. They a vile that sway your hearts with gilded garland. Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. If they be true heirs, then seeth what haunts the guilty mind, with wicked tongue and insidious thought. Let them face their kith and kin, and from morrow on be no more. Give words to sorrow, for grief cannot speak. O mighty sunderer of Ishgard, and scion of sun and scale, thy humble servant sumbles thou forth from the boundless aether, that thou might cleanse these heathen souls of their transgressions with thine flames. Come forth, Ptolemy, veil for!" And he raises his hand. You see all of the rings on his hand glow as each of them shoots like a star into the sky. And as they impact and explode in a firework, you see materializing out of the air and aether and magical essence of these blasts a terrifying, enormous titan of a dragon. Its large wings briefly blot out the sun. Its scales a rainbow shimmer and yet black. Along with it, crawling from the shadows, you see these stone, ink-like figures begin to take form. around the crowd, filling the area. You hear similar hissing as though the shadows are coming alive all across the town. You hear screams, and as he gestures and waves the hands, he turns his hand, and with a snap of his fingers, you see one of the large towers nearby crack and shudder around the top as the whole top of the tower starts to slide and tumble off, smashing into the city. And he gives a wicked grin and a bow, as I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Do I?
Uh-oh.
Good performance.
This is good
Yeah,
stuff.
no, definitely.
Oh,
The fireworks are really nice.
Yeah.
All right. Give me. All right. We've got Komos, Magnar, Barry, Addis, Garth, Hadrian, and Westora, and everyone else. All right, Addis, you are up first. You seem to react ahead of time, anticipating the thing as the dragon kind of flaps its wings, its large chest billowing.
Well, this is not good. These bandits over here pulled out weapons on us, right?
They were drawing their weapons, yeah.
Okay. Then Addis is going to pull out his. Well, he already had his stick out, his sort of walking cane, but he's going to go ahead and pull out his shield. And I'm going to, I guess, if either this weird imp thing or any of these bandits sort of come up to attack, he's gonna ready his action to hit them.
Okay. The Ameresian nobles scream and begin to yell out and run as you see one of these tiny black imps swipe and just rip through, slaughtering it. The guy screams and howls as people run terrified. As they run and kind of crowd around, you see a kind of wicked grin form on the man's face. The two bandits are going to kind of look around and quickly kind of get out to a corner and start to try and climb the wall. Sort of reaching up to the top to go over. Barry's turn.
Well, I haven't given Barry a command yet, so I don't know if Barry can go.
Nope, not yet.
Right. But
Garth?
that is my turn.
Yep.
Right. So I will tell Barry to hey, grab this one here. And I will move. I'll move real quick. To right here.
All right.
And then I will ready my bow.
All right.
And my turn.
Nobles quickly kind of back up. Somebody call the gods! Quick! We need help! 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 Somebody! What are these things? You there! And kind of grabs what you see him kind of grab one of the commoners, and she's like, oh, what? I don't know what's going on! And kind of throws him towards the thing. And you notice the creatures ignore her. Up in the sky, you see the large dragon kind of open its mouth and pull out its wings and seem to hover as light particles begin to form and pull closer, forming a small sphere inside its mouth. As it bites down, the sphere of energy seems to clench around its teeth until, with a large bellow, it lets out this beam of radiant energy, golden light just piercing, it cuts through the town, laying waste towards the capital, where you see all of these official buildings exploding, and then this huge ball of light forms where the beam stops and begins to just spread out, erasing the building seemingly from existence. And then you notice the dragon begins to kind of flicker, start to fade, seemingly as parts of its wings begin to dissipate. Hadrian, your turn. Screams echoing around you.
With one last glance at the man on the stage, kind of eyes narrowed, I pull out the yeah, I'm gonna pull the greatsword from my back, sort of it's a long blade, amethyst in the hilt, no crossguard. Mutter a word under my breath, and I'm going to cast Divine Favor. Pop that there. As the blade begins to glow sort of dark purple, and I'm just going to rush at this shadow imp over here and take a swing.
Where are you?
I moved myself up to the stage because I was trying to watch the performance. So I was right here, I believe, before everything went down.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah. So, this is a swing. Sorry, that should not have been a disadvantage.
All right, that 22 will hit.
That's 11 damage.
The imp lets out a terrifying shriek as it just seems to dissolve into the shadows. Inky blackness spreading across the sword and sort of tapering off and fading as it vanishes.
I look up at the many more in front of me. Oh. Hello.
They turn towards you and
kind of smile a bit. Parlay.
All right. That's your turn.
Yep.
Komos.
Yeah, you see Komos unsheath his long sword and ready his shield. Hopefully we could talk this out, but I suppose not. And he kind of lets out a roar. He's gonna charge past Westora, and you see him take his blade and he drags it across this imp's chest like a brush stroke. And
you should not be at disadvantage. So that will hit and destroy it as you sort of wipe the brush across with a single flick of the wrist with the and just sort of catch all of it, and like cutting through paper, it shreds in the air around your sword swipe.
Nice. And then he's gonna go ahead and the map was fucked up. He's going to go move himself right next to this one, and then that'll be his turn.
It's now their turn. As they move around across the area, approaching, you can see more coming in around. They seemingly ignore most of them and just start slaying the nobles. Let me roll that to hit. Just killing some of them off.
I think your rolls might be hidden, by the way, Frosty.
They are.
Thank you for noticing.
Yes, that is intentional. Good.
Yes.
Good.
One is going to run forth and attack Hadrian. And you are going to get an attack of opportunity as it runs forward and kind of swipes its claws at you and totally misses as you sidestep and it runs past you.
Swing the sword up, try to go right through it.
It hits. And yes, just slices right through it.
Yeah.
and dissolves.
Good talk.
Additionally, one is going to attack Barry.
No!
Oh, that's a step too
Hey.
far.
How
Oh, no.
dare
Can
they?
Honestly,
And one
can I
is
ask
going
a
to
quick
attack
question?
Komos. Yes.
You have both Shadow Imps and Lesser Shadow Imps on different initiative order, but you seem to be moving
It's supposed
both.
to be one
Okay.
initiative. I just clicked the wrong one.
When
No
they
worries.
attack Barry, can we all collectively rage?
Actually, they would not attack Barry. They have no reason to attack Barry.
Not yet.
Would be
Not yet.
here. Addis, you will get an attack of opportunity as one runs past you.
I
as
specifically
well.
stated if they are going to attack me. But
I know, but you can
so-
still use your
Oh,
reaction
as they run
to,
past. You're right,
as an
you're right.
attack of opportunity.
I did
I'm not
tell
going
Barry
to.
to grab that one. Could he use his attack of opportunity on that?
Yeah, he could use his
The one that
attack of
ran past
opportunity
him.
on this one. Barry would get the first one, then Addis.
He will use Binding Strike on this as well.
Okay.
To try to grab him.
That'll hit.
Uh,
Barry will
14.
tackle him and have him grappled, so that one will not get to the noble. And then the other one
Force
will run
damage. Well,
by.
there's 8 piercing to him.
And 8, that'll kill it as Barry tackles it and just
Go, Barry.
dissolves into nothing.
If everyone else is hitting, then I might as well. So I'll take an opportunity that one that ran by me
Okay.
for a 10.
Unfortunately, that'll miss as it ducks under and kind of runs forward, swiping at the noble.
I wasn't really trying that hard anyway.
It'll kill.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sure, likely
And then
excuse.
Komos,
Yeah.
since you attacked them,
No,
claws
I didn't.
against you, misses. Goes. Godric steps forward and Eldritch blasts 3 nobles. That'll hit. That'll hit. That will not. And the other Eldritch blast hits a commoner, and you see him sort of reach his hand out as though to try and stop the blast after firing it. As a little gnome girl gets blasted and dies.
Wait, oh no, is she
That was uncalled for.
wait, is she still is she
Make an
breathing?
insight
or is,
check, everyone.
Is she breathing? Why do I care about her more than the nobles? Is she breathing? She's a little gnome girl. Is she alive? I can see her.
Can't kill this character. I don't
You
know.
have to wait till your action to make a diagnose check. So, from what you can tell, Westora and Hadrian and Magnar, he really seems regretful and concerned, and is now turning and running towards the gnome that he hit, and jumps off the stage. Westora, your turn.
Okay. Even though he just cast 3 bolts of Eldritch Blast, which means he's probably a fairly high level warlock, I'm going to go ahead and cast Witch Bolt. Let me just check the range on Witch Bolt again. 30. I think I'm with 30. I'm not. So I will move 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And now I'm definitely within range. I'm going to cast Witch Bolt on Godric.
Alright, he will counterspell.
Okay.
As you turn to cast spell, he looks at you and he's like, "This need not concern your wretched path. Though you could be considered ally, let us work together and spare the common folk from terrible grievance. Stop the shadows from harming innocents, and I will make sure they do not pass."
Westora just looks at him and says, "I see nothing but innocent blood being spilt here."
You call the noble blood of these heathens innocent as they cry out and condemn those that they see different? They claim heritage of Ao and still despise his majesty. They are rivals to his arrogance as they condemn this world under their thumb. Rise with me and send forth the voice of revolution.
I don't have time to deal with madmen.
Okay, that's your turn.
So that'll be my turn.
Magnar?
Comrade.
I will take a. Whoops, I'm still on measure.
You're a little quiet, Magnar.
Whoops, is that any better?
Much
Yes.
Okay. I will take a step towards this lesser imp and take a swing at it with my mace.
better. All right.
Hang on.
That will miss as it catches the mace in its hand and kind of grimaces at you. It's inky black kind of dripping off of it.
Give me my mace back.
You pull it out of your hand, it lets go. I believe that is your turn, unless you'd like
Yep.
the bonus action.
Nope.
Addis, your turn.
Okay, as my bonus action, I'm going to rage. As sort of Addis is seeing all of this carnage going around, his like hand sort of tightens around that staff, and his eyes begin to glow with this bright fury as all of his veins start to be filled with just energy and magic as he just courses it through his body, and they all start to glow just bright blue and travels all across his claws and his horns. He's going to run forwards and just try and bonk that guy with his stick
All right.
really hard. So that is going to be a... There you go. An
And
8.
woof, just swing over it as it ducks, seemingly hearing you run up behind and kind of turns to face you.
They're so strong. Ah.
The nobles scream and try and retreat and back up. That one will die. Commoners run and are allowed to run. One tries to run past and gets killed. As chaos seems to break out, you hear screams echoing from the city. Bandits jump over the ledge, and you see them kind of grab and pull out some medallions and kind of holding on to them tightly as they disappear behind the walls. Barry's turn. He hasn't been given another order yet. Garth?
Right, with my arrow knocked at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at this shadow imp down here.
All right. Roll your to hit.
I'm going to aim for his throat. Let's see if I hit it. 20.
That'll hit. Roll your damage.
6.
It is bloodied as you see the arrow pierce into its neck and black ink kind of spray out of its mouth and kind of twists and turns and reaches up with its claws and rips the arrow out, turning to stare at you.
Oh, he's mad. I'm going to take like a couple of steps back. Oh, actually, I'm going this way towards Barry.
Okay.
Between him and Barry, right there.
Okay.
And now I'm my turn.
Everyone's kind of running, trying to get to the fountain. Commoners are running over here. You guys watch as the large dragon in the sky opens its mouth, and you see kind of lightning crackle across its body and begin to charge the air as all of the hair on your head starts to stand up on end. The hairs on your body feel that static cling kind of coursing over its body as lightning starts striking the dragon, and with a large bellow just shoots a lightning blast through another part of the town. Thunder echoing and blowing up buildings in that direction. And then it starts to dissolve and fade away into the ether. Fires erupt on that side of the town as the lightning destroys and ignites a good portion of the city. Hadrian.
I'm going to run right to the little girl that I just saw get fucking blasted. And, kneel down and try to pump 5 points of lay on hands into her.
No effect.
I look up at the man across from her and narrow my eyes and just... What manner of monstrosity do you bring upon this town?
I bring upon this town a justice which is deserved from their servitude of the greatest of arrogant gods and criminals of the ancient age.
Ooh.
I am a specter of wrath upon this world, but I do not condemn the innocents, nor would I have them die and perish at my hand. This is a just action and not a wrathful one. I will spare the girl, if you will strike the noble lives down.
I look at her and look at him and say, you call this, and like have her body, justice.
No, that is accident and needs be mended.
And how many more accidents, I say, like waving it where the dragon is breathing its fire, and like, shall this destruction rot?
As
It cannot
few
be
as
everywhere.
can be handled and as many as are necessary.
Help the girl, I say.
I'm doing
Please.
anything. All right. That was your action.
I mean, of course it was my. I used my lay on hands as my action, but I'm trying to persuade him to help her. So
he's already going to.
Okay,
Komos.
good.
Yeah, Komos makes a brief glance behind him, and he sees Hadrian confronting Godric, and kind of like a little bit of battle within himself before he kind of catches his resolve and looks at the imp in front of him and the people running in fear, and he'll swing his sword with fury, and he'll try and go for a clean cut right across the neck.
All right, roll your to hit.
20.
That'll
Great
hit,
damage.
and that will kill it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you see Komos bring his sword right across the neck of this imp, like a beautiful, like a stroke of a brush, and the head comes off, and a fine red mist or black ink kind of splatters the ground. And he lets out a roar, and he will use his move it to head right here.
Okay.
And you see him gesture towards the imps nearby, and he's going to take his shield, and he's going to bang his sword on it. And that'll be his turn.
All right. That one's going to kill him. See one of them kind of pull out its hand and blast one of the nobles as the others run. They seemingly having killed most of the nobility in the area. All right, that's then one is going to attack Komos. That is going to hit for 5 piercing and 11 necrotic.
16? Okay.
And I need a DC 11 Constitution saving throw to take half of the necrotic damage.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so that's going to be 16.
Okay, I'm at 8 health.
And then
Ooh.
Garth.
Hi. Hello.
That one will miss.
That
And
missed.
these two are going to launch shadow bolts at Komos and Garth.
Whoa.
So Komos. That'll miss. Garth. That'll miss.
Oh. Shit.
It's like missing by.
Godric is going to go over and cast Revivify on the gnome girl. You see him kind of stumble and catch his breath for a second. As this black ink seems to pull out of the gnome girl and his hand begins to glow. And you see the rings glowing with golden light across his hands as the girl what the hell were you doing? I mean, what did I ever do to you?
I cock my head at him and look at her and just like, you should probably get the fuck out of here.
You think? I think I just died. Although I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I didn't exactly see my parents. It was kind of black and that, and there was this long shoreline. But yeah.
Maybe you
Yeah,
just
screw
didn't
this.
want to see your parents. Get the fuck out of here. Think about it later. You can have an existential crisis after you're alive. Run.
And then he is going to make his way past. Noble's going to try and grab him. Doesn't work. Westora?
You're not talking.
You're muted.
I'm muted, yeah. So even though I know it's not going to work because I know he has counterspell, I am going to do another Witchfire on him.
All right.
The more spell slots he uses up countering me, the fewer he can use on these people.
Unfortunately, he cannot counterspell it.
Well, then in that case, let me see. What level do I cast it at? Yes, so first. Okay.
So roll your to hit.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
It's a spell. Sorry.
You make a ranged spell attack against the
Yeah,
creature.
yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I just rolled the wrong thing. There we go.
That's okay.
15.
That will miss. As it strikes at him, you see this sort of black ink rise off of his jacket and block the attack. He looks at you. This fight is not meant for thou. You should be joining me, lest you be a slave to those that would play the chords of your life against the world. You are manipulated and be but puppet. I want to cut your strings.
I don't know what bad ravings you are blabbering about. All I know is I'm seeing you kill people who do not deserve to die. Just because you say they deserve it doesn't make it so.
When you see their atrocities, you will come to see things my way. And bear witness to the plague that they have unleashed upon this land.
Yeah,
do
you're
not
the
bring
only-
respite.
You're the only plague I've seen so far.
All right. Magnar, your turn.
Magnar grabs hold of the silver hammer around his neck. Though their weapons may look a bit shoddy, may their strikes be true, and he casts Bless on Garth,
We have matching headsets.
Komos,
Yeah.
and Addis.
All right. You guys all get the effects of Bless.
Nice.
Ooh.
Does anyone in that group look particularly beat up?
Komos.
Komos is
yeah.
bloodied.
Komos, in a bonus action.
Unfortunately, you cannot cast 2 leveled spells, so you cannot cast
Ah.
Bless and Healing Word.
I can help him. It's alright.
Okay, I was going to go for Shield of Faith to keep him up because it's a bonus action, but
Yeah.
it's a leveled spell, so
Yeah.
okay.
Addis, your turn.
Okay, now that I have the power of gods and a stick, I'm gonna try and hit again.
What better power is there?
Exactly. For
Let's
a
go.
28.
Oh, nice.
That'll hit.
Okay, for 8 damage.
You just bash it as it crushes beneath. You hear the sound of stone breaking and cracking as the ink splatters onto the ground and disappears into shadow.
And then he sort of swivels on his heel, turns, and with his bonus action, uses the sort of back of the staff to whack it around and sort of try and hit that one. Crit.
How do you want to do it?
as he sort of turns and whacks it around as just the sort of momentum, the end of his staff starts to glow with like a blue energy, and it just hits it, and there's this flash of light as it just is vaporized. There's no more shadow whatsoever.
And it just, and it's like there's little motes of light that twinkle of blue energy as lightning kind of crackles through the air a little bit. The blue and flame-colored bits singe, and there's nothing of it left.
He sort of turns to look at the other two and go, "See, guys, I was just warming up. I was, practice swings." So that.
Yeah. We have a couple more to hit, so don't give up yet.
Oh, don't worry. I've got plenty left in me.
I just want to say I love how you have your rage damage labeled as magic in quotation marks.
So two of the nobles, realizing that they aren't attacking the commoners, go and grab a little girl who's looking around for her parents and kind of hold her up as a shield.
Oh, fuck no.
Where is this at?
Who is this closer?
Yeah, where is this?
Oh, shit.
Oh, Hadrian does not like that shit. Oh, no.
Bandits leave. Barry's turn. You did not give him an order, so he's just waiting to grab onto anyone that runs by. Garth, your turn.
Right, Komos, are you alright?
Not a little lad, I'm looking a little fucked up.
Where is he hit?
Everywhere.
He's scorched and hurt and wounded everywhere.
Garth will kind of just reach out and put a hand on his shoulder and say, "We'll make it through this. Don't fucking die on me yet." And he will cast Cure Wounds on him.
Why do I want to be a good person all of a sudden?
7 healing to you.
Ah, thanks.
All right.
What the fuck?
That's a good touch.
You better? Are you alright? Did some of his wounds go away?
He's not great. He's not bloodied anymore, but yeah, he looks better.
I didn't know I could do that. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take like a step back real quick.
All right.
Kind of just looks like right here.
As you do, you're going to provoke 2 attacks of opportunity.
That's fine. The guy hit me first.
No.
God.
Never say that.
Why'd you say that?
I need a DC 11 con save.
The version of Ladrana bowing when she does something good.
Yep, 16.
All right, so that is going to be 10 total damage, 6 necrotic and 4 piercing.
Right. Okay, I'm bloodied.
All right. Nobles kind of get the idea and start grabbing commoners and kind of holding them. No, it's you. We are the betters here. You go. Act as a wall and shield. You are not as deserving as us. They won't attack you. You can keep the more deserving and higher up safe. It is our magic that makes your life better, no? And they kind of cower.
There are no shadow imps near this small child right now, right?
Nope.
Okay. I know it's not a check, but I am going to look towards them and just be like, lay a single finger on her or injure her in any way, and I will.
You mind your own business, Kerr.
Oh, really want to kill you all, but not gonna do it right now. There's imps over here, so instead I'm gonna run here and make an attack against this buddy.
Okay.
But
How do you want to do it?
I'm just gonna take all that rage out and I paste the imp. It's like there is just a smoking fucking radiant crater on the ground with the sword. And then I kind of like take the sword, Super Smash Brothers from Link style, and use my bonus action to turn around and smack the one behind me.
All right.
And I'm going to say, see, this is what I'll do to you if you don't let those commoners go.
That'll hit. That'll kill it.
I'm being serious.
They're
It's my
like,
turn.
oh, you threaten us, then we will call the magisters on you. I see
Yeah.
you do use magic. I would like to see your license for such. You are likely evil warlock.
I look at Godric and say, could you kill that one, please? Just like keep my voice down, but I'm like, that
Do
one
you
should
not
die.
see
I
who
think.
you have sided with in this battle? Truly just noble causes, eh? Friends? Komos,
Like
your turn.
using magic. Not again, bro.
Yeah, I was just smashing them. That was it.
You
You had radiant damage. You were.
That's true. It's a magic sword. I possess it lawfully. Fuck off.
you get a license to carry that? Baby?
Yes, I do. I do.
You got.
Yeah. You see
I don't believe
Komos
warlocks can use divine favor, so thank you.
take his sword and he's going to. You got a big fucking enchilada. He's gonna take his sword and he's gonna drag it towards its knees.
All right.
For a 24 to hit and 12 damage.
That'll kill it.
Yeah, you see the sword continue along the path with grace as it completely severs both of his legs and the imp clatters harmlessly to the ground. Como is going to look at the imp right next to him, and you see him start to backpedal a little bit before going in and trying to ram it with his head. He's trying to gore its chest with his horns.
All right.
So it's an unarmed strike.
Do you have multi-attack?
I'm gonna action surge and do it. My bad.
Okay.
So it's an 18 plus the bless.
That'll hit.
21 to hit. Nice. That's gonna be. You do a macro for this. It's gonna be 4 plus my strength modifier for 8 damage.
That'll kill it.
Beautiful. Yeah, you see Komos charge straight into this imp, and the imp is impaled on his horns, and Komos stands up, and he rips the imp in half before, crying out. And then he's going to go ahead and use his bonus action to do the fighter stamina thing or whatever. And then he's going to go ahead and he's going to run in between these two big fuckers.
Okay.
I'm going to go turn.
Shadow imps are both going to flank you. The rest are going to start looking for more nobles kill, making their way around.
I'm waving my sword at them, trying to look like a tempting target.
With advantage, this is against you, Komos. Miss and hit. And I need a con save. That's still an 11. So that will be 13 damage.
Bless for the win.
Bless for the win.
Are you up yet?
It's a good
I mean,
thing
he just-
I used my
Yeah, he
second
used his
win
fighter thing, yeah.
Thank God.
and rolled well on it.
3 are going to attack Hadrian. 1,
Miss.
2, miss.
Miss.
3,
Miss.
miss.
Come at me, fuckers. I could do this all day.
And then Godric, you see him pull up a ball of fire in his hand and throw it at the nobles holding the girl. And then as the fireball detonates and hits, he waves his hand into a shape and kind of twists and turns as the fireball wraps and bends around the two commoners.
I like this guy.
Killing all of them.
Oh, they had it coming.
The little girl screams. The guy is like, "Ah! How'd that happen?" And then he kind of jumps up onto the center of the fountain and grabs his necklace and begins to concentrate on something. And you can see the medallion that he has kind of glowing and light emanate around him. And you see little lights appearing in the rest of the city Westora?
Mm. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Not been very effective against Godric, so.
Help me.
Oh God.
Yeah. Mm. With some reluctance, with struggle. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And we'll cast Eldritch Blast at this Shadow Imp here.
All right, roll your to hit.
22
Nice.
for 13 force.
That'll kill it. As it just the
What-
blast hits it and it seems to dissolve into shadow.
What's your Eldritch Blast look like, by the way?
Yeah, describe.
Oh, well, it's force damage, so it's not elemental, but it has a. Currently, it looks like a big ball of sort of white, and at its core, you can see sort of an icy blueness to it. But it's clearly not ice damage; it just looks that way.
Winter fresh, though. There's a bit of a coolness.
That's right. Winter fresh. That's right. You get a whiff of spearmint as it passes by.
Lovely.
All right.
Refreshing and deadly.
That's right.
Potent
Magnar?
combination.
Magnar, do you trust me?
Oh.
Okay, well, I want you to hit me with fire damage. Just do it.
I can't.
Yeah, you
No.
can.
I believe in you.
Just hit me.
Pulls out his mace and casts Searing Smite.
Only fire spell.
What's my movement? How do I work that out?
30.
You can get to me. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
but I don't want to be. Yeah, okay.
What's Addis? Oh, right above left. Oh, there.
Right there.
That's the
You're
wrong
going the wrong
guy.
way.
What?
No, he's gonna hit the shadow imp. He wants to hit the imp.
Oh.
No, hang on.
Well, he wants to smite.
I thought it
Addis.
was my Addis. Yeah.
That is,
That's right
yeah,
here.
sorry. I went the wrong way. Sorry.
You ran. You got excited.
Wait, I'm back here.
He ran around and then back.
I don't know if I can pull the blow, but I'm gonna smack him with it.
Yeah, if you're either hitting or you're not. You can say it's non-lethal, which means if you accidentally kill him, it won't kill him.
It's non-lethal.
All right,
It
that'll
means-
hit
It's just a flaming
and do
mace.
13 fire.
I
I'm
don't
using my
know.
reaction.
Okay.
With spells, aren't you not allowed to call it as non-lethal with spells?
Not when it's a direct spell. Technically, this might
I think-
could
I-
theoretically
well, so-
be
so it's-
non-lethal.
oh.
Yeah, so
I think all
my,
spells,
my
but-
mace catches fire, and then I hit him with the mace.
Yeah,
But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
because he's not actually
So-
hitting with the spell.
So it's 13 fire. Okay.
Okay, and then you
How-
said you were going to use your reaction.
Yeah, so as you hit Addis with your mace, you watch as the fire in the mace just smacks against him, and then you watch as the flames start to curl inside him, and you watch as it like starts to burn inside his chest, and you just watch it start to glow like a hearth lighting up inside of his chest.
What the bloody hell is this?
Um,
Oh, I
you'll
like
see.
Magnar a lot. I like him a lot already.
All right. Anything else,
Yeah.
Magnar?
No, that's it. Other than
Addis,
stunned.
your turn.
Cool. Addis is going to run down here towards this guy right here,
Okay.
and I am going to reckless as he brings the quarterstaff. That's advantage. That is
That'll
a
hit.
21 hit. So you watch as he starts to bring the quarterstaff around, the fire lighting up his chest travels down the arm, and you like watch the magic course along his body, hits the end of the quarterstaff as it smashes into him for 11 damage.
And the thing just explodes in a ball of fire and smoke and dissolves.
And
Nice.
then
Magnar is staring at his mace, somewhat confused.
Use the rest of my movement
I didn't know it could do that.
to get to there. And then bonus action, once again, attempt to swing again, still with Reckless, but no longer with Unflinching, right? So it's another attack against that guy for 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
That
For another
was-
8 damage.
That will bloody it as it cracks. You see it kind of crush into the side and go through, and parts of it are dissolving and kind of wisping away like little bits of black flame.
I'll leave this one for you, Komos. Don't worry.
I'd really appreciate if you didn't. I'm not looking too good.
All right.
Very.
Doesn't have a turn. He's just
Um,
like posing martial arts, like arms up, like
He's Kung Fu Panda, basically.
Yep.
Kung Fu Panda.
wiggling, ready for anything.
Yeah. Wiggles
Uh,
dangerously.
Yep. Garth
I will tell Barry, stay here for now, and I
sits
will
down
go...
on his butt and
I will-
somehow kind of pulls out from his fur a thing of ale and starts drinking.
Will that count as my action? Just like
No.
tell him to stay here. Okay, cool. I will use my movement to get over here to little girl who is
Ah, please! She kind of curls up in a ball at your feet. Please
It's
don't
all right.
hurt me.
It's alright, it's alright. I'm not gonna hurt you. You're fine. You're safe. I'll make sure nothing hurts you.
I-
Trust me.
Where's mommy? I lost her.
We'll find your mom together. Yeah?
Okay,
And I'll
she's got
extend-
a blue dress, but I'm not supposed to go with strangers.
It's alright. I'm. It's alright. Trust me. And I'll extend my hand out.
Okay.
And I'll look around. Do I see a woman in a blue dress anywhere?
You do see one kind of running over right here, looking at her daughter, kind of.
That was quick.
That was very quick. I will. I guess next to. I still have a dash action I could use.
Mhm.
I will move us over to her mother then.
Okay. The woman's like, oh, thank you so much. I don't know what happened. We got separated in the crowd when all the chaos happened. Thank you so much. Is there any way I can repay you? Can you get us out of here?
I can, yeah. Just follow me.
All right, that is your turn, Hadrian.
I'm going to step right here. Just sort of look at the commoner, and the woman is, excuse me. And I'm going to, while I'm saying that, just take one swing at the one up in front of, above me.
All right, that will hit. And that will kill it.
And I will bonus action as I'm doing that, just like, again, like, sorry about this. If you get, sorry if you get splattered. And I, like, move the sword
You are
again
using
and try
a greatsword. How are you bonus action attacking?
Great Weapon Master.
You did not apply the penalty.
No, Great Weapon Master doesn't, you don't need to apply the penalty to take a second attack if you kill
That's
something.
right. That's right.
I would barely be able to hit if I applied the penalty right now.
That'll hit. That'll kill it.
You're right.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think that Dragonborn was nearly as lucky, though. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. Well, then fuck them. I'm gonna move the rest of my movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get here, and still just like taunting the shadow imps, just like, hey, over here.
They turn and look at you.
Yeah, right here, people.
All right, Komos.
Yeah, you see Komos look up at the imposing shadow imp, and he kind of does like a disrespectful little like shield slap at his face. Doesn't really do any damage, just disrespect him before taking his sword and
Just kind of
trying to
clocks
drive
it
it
to the
into its
side.
heart. Like kind of like a little like slap.
Yeah, love that. Yeah.
To disrespect him.
All right.
for
And
a
then,
19
as you
hit
kind of do
for
it, you
11
kind of
damage.
catch it off guard and just run the sword right up its head as it looks at you, grimacing, reaching its claw out. And as the claw just is about to swipe at you, it just dissolves.
Yeah, Komos takes a moment to appreciate how the black ink splatters on the ground. Very beautiful. And then he's going to go ahead and he's going to use his movement, and he's going to go 35 right here. And he's just going to try and beat his shield to try and get the imps towards
The other
him.
two kind of look at you, looking at where you came from, seeing what you did, and begin to get ready to charge. And they are both going to charge in on their turn.
What is my turn? Oh wait, yeah, you already. We'll talk about that.
Oh shit.
First one is going to hit.
Mhm.
I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw. Actually, I don't think it matters. Even
I'm
if you
down.
take half, you're
I'm down.
Better get him
The
back
other
up.
one. That is 2 death saves.
You said 1 or 2?
2.
2, okay.
Uh-oh.
This is fine.
You
It's
see
fine. We're all fine.
First
Godric
player death. Whoop.
looks over at you and snaps his fingers, and you stabilize as he vanishes. And then the imps
Fucking
vanish
Power move.
as he distant range spell. He did some stuff, seemingly casting Spare the Dying on you. The townsfolk scatter, going everywhere, leaving all of you guys behind amongst the body of nobles. You hear guards, you hear people screaming, fires, more fighting and clanging. Guards are trying to come around as you guys kind of all gather up.
I'm not above looting a couple of noble bodies on the way back to the party, so I will try and grab a sack of gold or two.
Make an investigation check.
Yes, this is going to be fantastic, because I'm so good at these. Nope, too
So
busy.
you just kind of do some quick patting down, like listening, like, all right, guys, kind of like push a body over. Nope, nothing, kind of looking around, not
okay.
finding anything.
As a scavenger, Addis is going to do the same.
Okay.
23.
When you finish going through the bodies, you look up, you see Westora kind of looking at you, her lips kind of tightly pursed together. She doesn't say anything.
All right, Addis, you are able to find
Clearly doesn't like it.
38 silver and 63 gold. They also
Jeez.
all
Oh my
have
goodness.
these, a couple of them have these fancy gold signet rings.
I'm gonna take those.
I will tell
As
you.
you try and take it off the person, it won't budge. And I need you to make a con save.
I'm gonna look at Wester as she constantly disapprovingly, like, what? They were using commoners as shields.
All right, you are going
Forgive
to
me for my
take
morals.
3d6
Or immorals, as the case may be.
fire damage.
Amorals.
So
Amorals.
13 fire.
I think immoral is more appropriate.
I'm going to use my reaction to Stone's Endurance that, because
Okay.
ouch.
But fine, you be you.
So I take no fire.
Was Komos healed or just?
And I think
stabilized?
that's your last one for the day, correct?
Yeah,
That is
no,
my
I'm-
last one.
I'm actually gonna go over to Komos and use my last 5 lay on hands on him.
Oh,
Um,
all right then.
Komos, you wake up, not knowing really how you survived. Pretty sure you should be dead. Once again, somehow managing to be a survivor in the midst of chaos. As you look around and
Guys,
see the dead bodies
Don't
and
touch the
begin to
rings.
shake and flash back to that night, remembering all the bodies littered around.
Thanks.
I'm-
He's gonna put out his hand to get brought
I
up.
pick him up and grab him up. And also, by the way, I feel like my investigation check was so bad. I don't think I even like visibly looted bodies. I think I just like glanced at them and was like, yeah, they don't have anything.
I will tell the mother and daughter to be careful on the way back home.
Well, in that
course.
case, it was probably Addis then that Westora was giving a disapproving look
Yeah.
to.
A 10, I
were
would have said yes.
Why were the bandits stuffing away that bloody jester at the beginning?
He was
the
probably the
show-
entertainer,
The
right?
show was originally his, I believe. He was on the posters.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever just wanted to kill a clown?
That too.
No.
Addis is gonna sort of
I-
walk over to
I-
Magnar, and like the blue is sort of fading as his rage ends, and he goes, "By the way, you hit me like really hard. Could I get some healing, Magnar? Magnar, is that okay?"
Oh, first you want me to hit you, and then you want me to heal you
What?
back up again.
At the time, the hitting was important.
I have to say,
and
it was
now,
bloody impressive. I don't know what the fuck that was, but
you're welcome.
all
I mean,
power to you.
Thank you. But yeah, thank you very much.
Westora, what were you saying?
I was saying, I would like to go back to the inn and get out of here.
Well, it's probably a good idea. I'm a little worse for wear as it is.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna heal Garth with cure wounds.
I'm fine. No, it's fine.
Are you sure? You just said you were worse for wear.
No, I'll make it.
As
Okay.
you guys
Well, then I'll heal Komos instead.
make your way back to the inn, kind of gathering all back up, kind of limping, nursing your wounds, using what you can to heal. You see a couple people glancing your way as they see you healing, kind of looking suspiciously and nervous at you, and a couple people kind of whispering, talking to each other as they see what you're doing. You get back to the inn, and you notice shopkeepers, a lot of the bazaars and traveling merchants, and the massive bazaars and sort of carnival-esque people are packing up, putting their things away, festivities, and people are running, people are trying to gather up their children and family. The bar is almost dead as you guys walk in. Kind of sit down at your table, and the lady comes over and is like, "Well, glad you survived. This one's on the house. Uh, heard some people matching your description helped a couple of my friends, so here you go. By the way, you really need to learn to navigate the town. Took you guys probably 2 hours to get back here. Could have done it in one." And sets down just a keg of ale and several glasses each.
We were a little distracted getting back here, but thank you.
Right.
Westora doesn't drink.
I will scoop.
Well,
a
I'll have
cup
that
of
then.
ale.
Oh, they
Well,
will take
away.
extra.
Please help yourself.
I'll give Barry mine. Actually, I think
You guys are
Hadrian-
welcome to
Very-
stay for free tonight. After that, though, it's still, well, you still owe double. So I guess I'll charge you just base price.
What is base price?
For the group room, 1 silver each. We've got 1 private room for a gold.
I'll take the
so you-
private room.
Wait,
I have
why
a
do
bear
you need
with
the
me.
private room, Garth?
I have a bear with me.
Garth, there's only one lady in the group. Like, come on. Like, no boundaries. Come on.
I mean, if you want to sleep with a bear, you really can. I think he wants to take the bear to a separate room.
Yeah, he gets hungry at night. I don't want someone waking up with him like munching on their face.
Garth, what have I told you about innuendos with respect to Barry and accidentally implying things that you don't mean?
No, I mean it. I've seen it happen.
He just like lets out the most like done sigh. It's like, fine. You and Barry can take the private room and do whatever you do with it.
If you really want a shared room, we can get a shared room.
Well, they said they only had 1 private room.
No, that's just how much it cost.
I
No,
believe
they said they
had-
did have 1 private room.
Oh,
They have 1
Oh.
private room. Yeah, I wasn't talking about it as a limited resource because
don't mind me.
I'm sure you can all be gentlemen for one night. I hope.
I will only
The
probably
group room
eat
fits
someone's
10.
face.
so it will fit 5 and it'll fit 4 and 1 Addis. Okay, we're good. We're good.
As you guys kind
Oh.
of sit around,
Hey,
you
I'm
think about the
slimming.
fact that you all swear, each of you kind of in the back of your mind swear you've seen each other before. You remember the dreams, those prophecies, the strange encounters with the weird woman, this faint remembrance of seeing these people before in broken reflections, ghosts, shadows. And then this strange evening where the man seemed to know you. and you sit around kind of processing and thinking as you sip on your ale, kind of deciding what to talk about with each other, what to vocalize, what to conceal.
Okay, fuck it. Hadrian's gonna just put all his cards on the table. So, you know how we just asking you, people were asking like, do I know you? Do I know you? Do I know you? Like, did you all encounter some sort of a weird kind of crooked woman, spoken riddles, gave you a strange prophecy? You saw people in mirrors or shadows behind her. They kind of resembled everyone at this table.
Well, I'd hardly call 12 an old woman. But yes.
Oh,
I had a similar experience, yes.
okay.
I have never had an experience like that in my life.
Me either.
I'm gonna insight check those motherfuckers. Thank you very much.
All right, well then obviously you don't deserve to be here, so you can leave.
I just enjoy hanging out with you guys. I don't know what you mean.
Well, if you're gonna be a charmer about it, then you can stay.
All right, 22.
I am lying. I'm not being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm lying as well.
I look at them. I may be an honest man, but I don't trust other people. So come on, like.
I was joking. Yeah, I
Okay.
did meet a weird witch in the woods.
And did she tell you anything of significance?
Something about that I was gonna die and be hung. I don't think, not the euphemism, just
Oh, yeah,
rope.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, there's something to do with the reflection and water, and if I refuse the hero's path, there's gonna be ruination and a moon somewhere, and then everything's gonna end.
Sounds like
Which-
a really edgy bard's tale.
It just
Like
it
the
sounds like a
reflection
lot to
and the
put on the
moon.
decision of one person is the thing, right? I think she's kind of bullshitting. That's my instinct. What about the rest of you?
I heard something similar, but the details of it doesn't mean much of anything to me.
Well, mine doesn't make any bloody sense.
What was yours? Come on, let's hear it. Mine was just sad.
I've got
but
to,
maybe yours will be funny.
I've got to ignore ropes in trees.
Oh,
Okay.
also hanging. So you might also hang.
Well, no, I've got to ignore them, which would be hard
Okay,
to
so-
do if I was actually hanging on the tree. I think
If
I'd have
I'm
trouble
hanging, are
ignoring
you
it.
ignoring me being hung?
I'll bear that in mind now that you mention it. And then she, well, good, didn't say who she was, so I don't know what the hell that use is. It's like with daggers battered from your shield, and I don't even have a bloody shield.
I do.
You get one.
And then
Yeah, you
the
want mine.
living shall wither in your grasp, which is a bit creepy and scary. And then there was something about the penitent. I suppose I'm a bit penitent at that point if I'd just been withering people. And then there'll be the Feast of Ages. So I think we'll just skip to that bit and we're all good.
Right. Can we get
Sounds
one
good.
Feast of Ages over here?
I mean, everyone's withered
Sure,
to death.
we'll give
and
you a
he's
pile
hanging.
of the bacon we have left over.
Oh,
Yes.
How much bacon do you have?
no, thank you.
About 20
Well, I think-
gold worth.
No, I'm
That's a
got
feast for the
that.
ages, right? I think there's some sausages, ham. We've got venison and chicken. We'll just bring one a little.
Hadrian's
We'll bring
just
you a
gonna start
sampler.
shaking his head vehemently, like no, no, thank you.
It's a bit late.
We should. Garth,
Your constitution's not
I'm
what
down.
it should be.
Bro, I don't want Barry taking a bite on me tonight. I'll take any food you have.
They bring over your guys' food.
A feast.
Is anyone else saying anything or doing anything? Komos.
Yeah,
Westora.
we'll go ahead and head towards the group, and then specifically Westora. I think I've seen that Godric fella before.
Yeah, he
Remember
was in
this
the pub
one.
earlier this evening.
Not just the pub, not just the pub. I think you may have had a little bit too much to drink there, Magnar. What do you know about this Godric, Westora? Because you seem awfully familiar, especially when I'm looking at Godric, seeing you two.
Nope.
I believe I've met him once before, under circumstances which I would rather not share.
Was it sex?
You could have the
No.
pub room tonight. I apologize.
Well, that didn't last long. I was being gentleman there.
It seemed like
All right,
a valid. It
I'll
could
see if I
be.
can sleep down here. It'll be safer, even if somebody were to walk into the tavern tonight.
You
you
can
bad
have
guy,
the private
you
room.
know.
It's already paid for. Don't worry.
Honestly, I prefer if you did talk.
But
In fact, I would recommend that you talk, very much so.
oh,
You see him
don't-
kind of almost lean forward in his seat, and he
don't-
kind of brings his hands together like this.
Are you gonna make an intimidation check?
Do you allow that versus players?
Any?
I would rather, just as a player, not
Okay.
be allowed. I'd be allowed to do it, considering, like,
Yeah,
That's
you
okay.
guys
I
can
have
play
a
it out.
very
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's not do anything hasty now.
I mean, you can make an intimidation check to see how intimidating you are towards her, and I can like role play off of that.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's usually what it is. Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
automatic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Um.
so yeah, you lean forward, looking very intimidating. So Westora stands up and says, "I think I'm going to go to bed," and leaves.
Okay.
You see Komos begin to stand up, but he catches himself and sits very quickly back down and instantly takes a drink. You can tell he's fuming right now, and he's very much struggling to maintain his composure.
Don't worry about it.
Make a
That could have
wisdom
been my
save,
comments.
Komos.
You know.
Oh, wisdom save?
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be fun.
Oh boy. All the wisdom saves.
I'm not very good at those. Okay, I
As
don't know
you
why I
begin to
blessed.
hear- It's your fault.
Yeah, I
Or
think
it's
that blesses
hers.
ward off.
She killed her. She killed her. It's her fault. It's her fault. And you start hearing tons of voices whispering, it's her fault. It's her fault. It's her fault.
Komos, you should learn how to talk to people.
And just fingers gripping and tearing at the wood. It's just this anger is seeping inside. You shake your head and kind of shake off whatever that strange sensation is, and you recall the other people and hearing those whispers before, and they're always pushing you to just do horrible things. They're not calm. You're kind of trying to shake it off.
Yeah, he'll probably just slam his hands on the table before exiting the tavern.
They're a great friendly group of people, aren't we?
At least he didn't break
get
any more
along
cups.
swimming.
Like it could be
That's
worse.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
what's his problem, huh?
Hadrian, make a insight check.
One second. Something is wrong with it.
I do think it's fair, by the way, if people wanted to make insight check against Westora and to see like why she seems reticent. And
That's
can give
how
some
I do it.
hints.
I have you guys make checks, but it's up to you guys how you're going to interpret.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on that, Frosty.
If I'm okay with them if they want to make some insight rolls against Westora, and then I can feed them some information.
The only catch I have, and this is for everybody to know, that if you want the ability, or should a situation arise where you would theoretically maybe attack each other, the thing is if you can use a combat ability like a fireball or grasping strands or anything like that, if you can use an ability against someone, all abilities are usable. That's my catch. Because there are social characters that are designed to do that shouldn't be penalized for not being combat characters, and vice versa. But we can discuss that later.
Right.
I'll make an insight against Westora.
Okay.
Yeah. So wait, do I need to make a separate one for them? Because I rolled an 18 with the inspiration, but do I need to make a separate one for Westora?
So I'm gonna do your 18 first with the inspiration. So you recognize the anger on Komos' face as he kind of turns and he's seemingly like almost eyes rolling to the side, listening into something, and it sends a shiver down your spine. Something you have desperately been trying to forget, and you push it back deep down.
What about for Westora? As I'm sort of watching her storm
Stora,
out.
tell them what they glean.
So which rolls am I? So the 11 from Addis, that I know that one. Garth just got 23, but which of Hadrian's roll am I going?
18.
18
18.
for Westora.
All right. Well, I think it's fair to say that Addis probably doesn't notice much, but I think both
He
Hadrian.
thinks she stormed off because of what he said.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's what is probably evident is that, I mean, obviously she's reluctant to talk about whatever it is, but I think it's fair that both Hadrian and Garth can sense some amount of like shame or guilt, like is motivating her not to talk about it. So it's like you're not just asking an easy question for her, you're asking her a very difficult question, and that's why she doesn't want to talk about it. Like, it's a lot of complex emotions, a lot of things she doesn't want to deal with right now. Because those are both very good roles, so I think that's probably what you could glean from that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hadrian is going to go upstairs to go to the shared room. Before he does, he's going to, like, knock on the door to the private room and just be like, apologies if we're all assholes.
It's
you
fine.
need to talk about something. I don't know why you would trust us, but I don't know why you would care either. So, you know, we're here if you need an ear.
She'll crack open the door a bit as she stands there. She hasn't even gotten ready for bed or anything yet.
Cock my head.
Yeah. Says, well, I appreciate the apology. It's accepted. And I'm sorry. Perhaps someday I'll tell you. But all you need to know is that I have seen that man before, and it was none under good circumstances, so I don't like him.
Which man? Komos or Godric?
Godric. Komos, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Obviously, I want to ask what the circumstance was, but I will respect your privacy and desire not to discuss it.
Thank you.
So I nod and just like, don't get murdered by shadow imps. Walk away.
Good advice in general. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And she shuts the door.
Magnar,
Yeah?
you look like you can hold a drink pretty well.
Well, my brothers would say otherwise.
I propose a little contest here. I'm a little sore about losing large dice.
Well, I did lose too, you know. Got a
Right,
bit silly towards
but
the
here's
end.
a chance to win. Whoever
Hmm.
can drink the most without passing out wins.
Whoever
Can I
can-
join? Is this open for all of us?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Can
What
the
do you say,
alcoholic
Magnar?
bear join too?
Of course.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
always
very-
Oh, the bear's already climbing into a seat and rubbing its paws together.
He's always in.
We've got an alcoholic bear. Shouldn't somebody call like the Humane Society or something?
What is drinking
This
in
is
combat?
This is clearly animal abuse.
He did so well today, he gets to drink.
He's into it. It's
He
fine.
nods his head.
He was
When
very
he dies
brave.
from sclerosis or whatever the liver,
Well, the
as a
worst,
bear.
the worst that'll happen is what usually happens, which is I pass out and fall asleep under the table. So you're on.
Let's do
Alright.
it.
Everyone that's partaking, make Constitution saves.
Oh, well.
Constitution
I'm not good at
save.
these.
Oh, let me just.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. Oh my god.
15 will do it.
Roll for Barry at advantage.
Hang on.
My
this is Constitution
advantage.
Because
Oh,
he's an alcoholic guy.
That's right. Yeah, he's got a lot of practice under his belt.
Oh god.
17.
All right, so all of you are pretty much drunk, except it's Garth and Barry. Garth, make your Constitution save at disadvantage.
Oh, I shouldn't have that blessed.
Oh
Sorry.
fuck.
Um,
At disadvantage.
and Barry a straight roll.
Holding that one.
Oh, there. Komos second wins to stay in the round.
Second
Make another
win.
Constitution save, Komos, at disadvantage.
Oh, he's muted.
I was messing around with my macro. I was trying to fix it. No, am I? I mean,
He
could
wasn't
I
there.
Come in?
Oh, are
yeah,
you
I'm not
drinking
there
in the
unless I come
drinking
in.
contest?
No, he was out the tavern.
I mean, if he had time to cool off, come back in, he'd want to drink.
Okay.
You probably come back like during the second
It's-
round where
it's
like
not
Yeah,
like-
during the
it's not
second
like-
round. During the second
It's not
round.
like satyrs are known for drinking.
So
or anything
unfortunately,
like, that, right?
like everyone has passed out except for Barry, who is finishing off everybody's drink.
It's
Komos
this
walks
table.
So
Is
Hadrian comes down the stairs, looks at the bed, is like drinking while everyone else is passed out. Looks around. Well, shit. I guess I got a private room after all. He just goes back upstairs to the group room.
And I think that's where we're gonna call it.
Collapse.
So I want to thank
Yay!
everyone for tuning in. All of our viewers, thank you, Maury, Dragon, and Zelados. I hope I pronounced that right. For rating us. Please, if you enjoyed our stream, like, follow, subscribe on either YouTube or Twitch. We're Andromeda Adventures. And is there anything anybody else would like to say before we go? All right. Thank you, everyone, and we'll
Don't
see
get into
you.
drinking contests with bears.
We'll see you
Do
next
if you want to
Thursday.
lose.